3, 2.
Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to the H Street Podcast. YouTube is #1. And we have empirical evidence to back that up now. Thank you, guys. Today is August 24th, a beautiful summer Wednesday, joined today by the very funny Tim Dillon.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Very funny, man.
Thank you.
You know, you're one of the
sweet of you.
A lot of comedians, like, you know, they don't, I don't know what it is, but it's hard to make people laugh in a special format like that.
Yeah, well.
It's not easy.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always better live.
Right.
Stand-up's always better live. It's always more fun live.
It's hard to translate that.
Yeah, when you captures, like, I look at it and I go, yeah, it's good, but live is just, buy the tickets live.
Did you not like it? I feel like
I liked it.
like,
you know,
yeah.
Again, I did 51 cities.
Wow.
We did 51 cities, and it was an amazing tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the special was really good. It was a good representation of it. But compared to doing it live and the feel of it live, it's just, to me, comedy is such a live sport.
I see.
Yeah.
By the way, it's A Real Hero, which is on Netflix.
Yeah, and I was sweating and I looked horrible. You know, it's all that. So then all that is
you
part
look
of
good.
it.
You look
You
fine.
go, but then it's like people go, you're not selling. What are you talking about? Who cares? But, you know, it's that I'm in an ill-fitting shirt.
Yeah.
You know, the first show we did, the fire alarm went off.
Really?
And, like, the
really?
Denver Fire Department had to come.
Well, that's fun. You can include that.
Great. It's a great,
You got heckled by the fire department.
Yeah, they had to remove so many drunk people from the audience. You know, in the second show, there was a guy just screaming, "I'm from Long Island."
Is that right?
Yeah, just a psychopath going, "I'm from Long Island. I'm from Long Island." Before he even got to his seat, Ben and other people had to go, get him out of here. He's going to be a problem. So, you know, I mean, but all said and done, I'm glad that it went off, you know, without a hitch.
Well, I enjoyed it. Me and
I
you both
enjoyed
watched
it,
it. We were
yeah.
laughing.
Thank you.
Laughing
Thank
out
you.
loud.
Lots of laughter.
I appreciate
Lots
it.
of good times we had there.
But
So,
by the way,
Netflix paid me, I think, $30.
Okay, so
So it's pretty good. And I want to thank them, and I appreciate them. And
first
Did
of all,
it
I do
cover
want
the
to say,
shirt?
yeah,
did we say sponsored by HelloFresh?
Important.
This episode is sponsored by HelloFresh.
Oh, well, I did. Okay, thank you, Dan.
yeah.
How was working for Netflix? Is that your first special you sold them?
I did a 15-minute special with them a few years ago, and then this is the one that they didn't want this one, I think, and they were just like, we shot it and then sold it to them, you know, they have been, what I'll say about them is they didn't give me any notes, which was really cool. Because they're they lost 80% of their stock price. So I think they basically were just like, if you want to just Heil Hitler, we need someone to watch this. They don't care what's going on. So yeah, I mean.
And you did a few times. That was my
favorite
part.
Yeah, in a joke. In a satirical way.
Oh, yeah.
But
right.
yeah, I think what was cool about them was they were literally like, hey, we're just putting it on. So that was, as a comic, that's all you can ask for, you know?
And how was the guac?
The what?
The guacamole.
The money? No, I mean, you're not, you know.
20 million?
They lost. No. They spent all the money on the legends.
Yeah.
They spent all the money on all of the legends, and that's great. And so the younger guys got, we all got kind of the same deal, which was just kind of like, hey, you shot it, we'll cover that, and then here's a few dollars.
Oh.
Yeah.
So do they do the exposure play?
It's exposure. It's a global platform, although it's not on in, like, the Netherlands. People are screaming at me, going, it's not on in Finland.
Why is that?
I don't know, but it's on in the U.S. and the U.K., I think Australia.
Okay.
So it's, it's a 2-year licensing deal. So after 2 years, I can get it back, and then, I don't know, I don't know what I'll do with it.
Yeah,
but.
You can put it on a zip.
Yeah, it's also a lot of topical stuff.
Yeah.
So it has no value 2 years from now.
Right.
It questionably has value now. 2 years from now, it will have less than no value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could sell it like the Wu-Tang album.
Yes. Yeah.
Just one person own it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll start the bidding.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I wanted to show you something. We took
Yeah.
a photo together,
Yes.
and you're very tall. I didn't know that. You're not 6'1".
I think it's 6'1", one and a
say that.
half, I believe.
No, you're
yeah,
more.
I don't think it's
Get
that.
the measure. Get the measure.
I don't think
tape.
it's that.
You got to be 6'2", because you saying you're 6'1"
Yeah.
you're causing a problem for me.
Right. Well, I think if you measured me, I don't think I'm that much.
Can we get the measurement out here?
Yeah,
guys?
we can.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I think I'm 6'1", and I'm not wearing I'm wearing New Balances.
Well, you're gonna have to take those off.
That's fine, but I'm not in a I'm not in a platform shoe.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think 6'1".
Okay, well, let's
You know?
find out. But anyway, I was doing the Portnoy, which is when you stand on the tippy toes for
Right,
photos. Now,
right.
I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw Portnoy doing it. But
Well,
here,
people like to be taller.
yeah, well, it's humiliating to take a photo next to someone who's like hulking over you. It looks
Right,
like a baby.
right,
It's like
right.
even the perspective is
Right,
humiliating.
right,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, but I'll
You
show
gotta own it, right?
Yeah.
You gotta own it
Yeah.
and just
I gotta
say, hey.
listen.
It is what it is.
So anyway, I learned this trick from Portnoy.
let's do it. So should I stand up?
Yeah, stand up. Go ahead. Yeah, so we're gonna see how tall Tim Dillon is
I
here.
think it's 6. I'm gonna say 6'1" and a half.
I think you're 6'2".
think you're more.
Yeah, I think you're 6'2".
Hat off.
Yeah, hat off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
you're
not
so
good.
exact.
That's not good for me.
Yeah. No, I believe it would be a weird
How
thing to
can that
lie
be-
about
wait,
if I
wait.
came in here and I was just completely misrepresenting.
No,
my,
AB measured me and I was 6 foot, but you made me feel tiny. But I have
Yeah.
flat shoes. Maybe it's flat shoes.
It could be that. I don't know.
Well, anyway, here's Portnoy. So he does this tippy toe thing, which he's a short guy, I get. But what a fucking animal to tippy toe this man. This I have a problem with.
You think
wait,
it's a, but
maybe they're
maybe
both
he's not
doing
choosing
it.
to do it. Is it a reflex?
Oh.
Like me and you have the Tourette's.
Yeah.
Like I have MTS, motor tics.
Oh, you
too,
do?
Right?
You
yeah.
do?
Motor
That's
tic
interesting.
syndrome. Absolutely. And I'm wondering if it's a tick.
Hey.
No.
Now it may not be because he doesn't do it all the time. He may only do it when he's standing next to someone. But this is a.
I just
Go
realized
ahead,
that
Eva.
maybe they're both doing it.
They both might be doing.
Oh,
it.
is it
Yeah,
a
it's
tick?
interesting.
Maybe.
Let me check his feet.
You
Oh
know?
yeah, he is. See, that ruins mine.
Oh, so that's
That
a
ruins
bit. It's
mine.
a joke.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
bit.
joke.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah, you really shouldn't have pointed that out.
Damn you and your facts.
Oh, I was like, dude, he's flexing on this
Yeah,
dude
at
with
first
his
look,
tippy
it's like,
toes.
what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, it's a fun bit they're having fun with.
All right. It's not that
Who knows?
not that good then. Yeah. So, how you been?
Good. You know, things are good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're just. Yeah, I talk shit for a living. You can't really complain, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of a
Kinda
dream job
we
per
do
se.
too.
You
Yeah.
know,
We're
And
familiar
you
with
guys
that job.
get it. You know, and I mean, things could always be better.
Like what?
You know, well, like everything, right? Personally,
we improve?
professionally.
Personally, well, you
Well, I could be healthier. I could have more self-respect. I
sure,
could be
sure.
in love. I could have meaningful relationships outside of work. I could
Right.
connect with my family. I could connect with friends. I could establish a social network I felt was fulfilling.
Right.
All of those things might improve.
That sounds like it sounds miserable. Your life sounds horrible. bro.
No, not. I wouldn't say it's horrible. Horrible is like, disease and
Right.
despair.
Right.
But I think I'm coming along. I'm getting by.
Yeah.
I always feel bad for anybody that has to tour because I feel
Yeah.
like that has to make your life so difficult.
It's harder.
It's hard.
It's harder to have, I exaggerate, obviously. There's people in my life I love, but it's harder when you're all over the place. And
Yeah.
I've gotten addicted to moving around so much and the chaos of it all that I think I just need to detox from that.
Yeah. You were in Texas
Yes.
for a minute.
It was a brief stay.
Well, your intention was to move there, right?
Yeah, the intention was to move there. I'd never lived anywhere except New York or Los Angeles.
Mhm.
And I moved to Austin, Texas. And I liked other parts of Texas. I have fans in Texas. There's other parts of Texas that were, but I moved to Austin. A friend of mine moved there, Joe Rogan. I don't know if you know him. And
that?
he
No,
he
no.
does a
Short guy,
podcast.
right?
He does a podcast. And
Does he tippy toe?
I don't think so. I don't think you could find that.
I've never seen a picture of.
I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
And he moved there and he loved it, and he does love it. You know, he really enjoys it.
By the
and
way, I have straw? I drink out of I'm drinking out of straws lately. Do you want a straw?
Oh my God. This is tremendous. This is this is like a scene from a movie called Nothing But Trouble, which was a classic movie with like Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase and Demi Moore, where they're all eating these disgusting. Oh my God.
What's that movie about?
Are we actually using it?
I mean, how is it?
There's a lot of hot dog flavor, actually. More than I expected.
That is disgusting.
You know what? I gotta be honest. It's a fun summer treat. That's rough. It's a dirty water dog. Yeah. You have done half of your water, which is amazing.
Now it has a seal, so now that was good.
No.
Anyway, you were saying.
I didn't vibe with it. I didn't like it. It's, you know, yeah, it's rough. That's rough, Ethan. It's gonna be. I mean, that is a heinous activity.
Anus?
It's heinous.
Or
Yeah,
heinous?
it's really rough. Oh God, is he vomiting? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well.
Man, what the fuck hot dog did you buy, Sam? That's the foulest shit I ever.
Veggie. It was a veggie one.
Oh no!
How would you do that?
How dare you?
I can't believe you've done that.
Get a brat or something.
Why do you need a real one for a gag?
Well, I could have swallowed it. Anyway, go on.
Well, it wasn't for me, you know. It was I hated it, and I was vocal about it.
I feel like
I told everyone I hated it, and you know, I hated everyone I met, and all of the things that people were doing, I hated, and I didn't understand what was going. You know, everyone there was like, "This is the next city,"
right?
And I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. The lake is the color of sewage.
Oh, okay.
It's a deep green sewage lake. There are homeless people. This idea that there's no homeless people there,
they're there,
is a lie. They're homeless people there. And by the way, it's like, you know, it's so it's like this idea that, listen, LA has problems. We all know that it has problems, but you know, there's shootings there. There's lots of shootings. So it's not
everyone
like...
is armed, right?
Yeah, but it's also like people get drunk. They shoot each other. It's part of the culture. It's fun.
Right.
It's not something... Yeah. It's a fat bachelorette party goes down there. A bunch of women get off a trolley and they just start going, you know? and it's not my business to tell them to stop.
Right.
Yeah. There's one sushi restaurant in all of Austin.
Oh my God.
Right.
You can't eat fish. There is no produce. You know, there is like, I get it. It's like they put brisket in the water. This in Austin is not a bit. This is not a bit in Austin. This is something, you know. So to me, it just wasn't. And then the other side of it is like these tech guys who are, you know, inviting you to their houses, and you go to these like massive estates.
You're talking about
tech
Elon,
people.
right?
Not Elon. Elon, I went to one thing with him that was just 7 people, and it was New Year's Eve, and it was somewhat boring. It was fine. He's clearly a very brilliant guy, but it wasn't like a hoot.
Okay.
It was fine. But there's other guys down there that will invite you over, and like they don't eat. They don't do any, like we played pickleball with one guy.
They want to live forever, these guys.
Yeah, it's kind of a ex machina thing, and it's just not inviting. They don't eat.
They don't eat pizza.
No, they don't eat anything.
Yeah,
they have like nuts. They have like packets of things that satiate them.
I mean, look at Jeff Bezos. Look at his body. That man doesn't eat.
Yeah.
Well, they're just on a different.
Nuts.
Human things bother them. Human things, and one of the guys was telling me like, when you walk in, you're like, hello, and he's like, and because they're not socially, you know, with it. There's other words for it, but let's just say they're not like fun socially. Like there's many things, and you'll be like, hey, how are you? And then they'll just start right in. They're like, you know, there needs to be another city built that competes with Austin. You know, we need to build another city that competes with Austin. I'm going to build a university, and I'm going to have different parkways, and that way we're going to reduce the pressure on the traffic. And you go, all right, I can't.
It's intense.
You know, it's intense. That's the word for it. Yeah.
Did you want a new water, or is that okay?
I would love one. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you can leave my hot dog water here.
No.
It's a town of breakfast tacos, college kids, tech sociopaths, and God bless everyone that enjoys it.
Yeah.
And when you move somewhere and you don't like it, you're the asshole if you stay.
Right.
You have to then leave and go. Everybody, it's a city for people that didn't want to eat. They want to eat tacos outside. That's all they want to do.
Really?
It's people that
comes down to that.
Well, it's a lot of. It really does, though. It really actually does. It's people that are like. I just wanted to like move here and like be myself, and like Austin lets me be myself. And what that translates to is, I wanted to make horrible decisions,
Right.
and have them work out here,
Right.
because it didn't work out in any of the 3 other cities where I was a lazy drug addict.
Right. Well,
So
more affordable, or at least it was.
it was not
anymore. Yeah,
Not
I think
anymore.
the market's been fucking insane.
Yeah.
The Texans, they hate Californians, right? Like
It's a war.
If you go there with a California license plate, I hear that it's like on site.
It's on site,
Yeah.
and it's in my special.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. I mean, there was a woman who was cutting my hair, and she's like, "Honey, here's what you need to come to my church,
Oh God.
and you need to meet my daughter because she's funny too." And then I'm like, "Okay, at least show me," because I'm gay, so I don't really have anything to do with
What are
women,
you gonna do at church?
not sexually.
Too.
But I said maybe if she showed me like a gorgeous Texas bombshell, I'd go, you know what? Maybe I do want to go
Give
to
it a
heaven,
shot.
right? I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
But her daughter has blue hair. Is like, you know what I mean? Like the absolute opposite of
Well, not necessarily your type.
not my type. So it's like these are the worst people. Austin is like if the Proud Boys and Antifa got married
Wow.
and had a city where you just like, so everyone's kind of the worst version of.
Really?
That's a
So,
lot. You know,
yeah.
it's interesting because there's so many people. I don't know if Joe Rogan he moved there and started like a whole movement. And
He loved it. He's always loved it. He always loved it. When he lived here, he liked it. And I guess I get it if he hunts and he like there's more nature
Right,
stuff,
right,
which
right.
is great. I don't,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't buy that people are moving there and being happy. I don't believe it. But the thing is,
Certain type of
there's
people.
one thing they go, there's
Yeah.
no sales tax. Okay, that's cool.
right?
Houses are cheaper. Debatable
Yeah,
now.
sure. Yeah.
Debatable.
Other than that, it's like, man, if I'm making, let's say, if
Yeah.
I'm making $1 million,
Right.
it's not worth it for me to save $100,000
Right.
and live in fucking Texas.
I understand Miami.
You know what
I've
I
always
mean?
understood Miami. I understand the beach. I understand
Nice.
the ocean. I understand like, hey, I want to save money and then here.
Mm-hmm.
But Texas, I went there and I thought like, listen, Austin is a specific version of Texas too, that is kind of weird. Like it's like not like if you go to Texas, you almost want Texas. Give me Dallas. Give me like women with big hair. Give me,
Yeehaw.
like give me that.
Yeah.
But Austin's like this weird thing where it's just like these strange nerds.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's odd. The whole thing's odd. Nothing works, and the food is atrocious. It's some of the worst food in America.
Okay, that's interesting
Yeah, it's the
because
worst
they
food in
tout,
America.
Texas touts that they have this great cuisine.
Well, here's the problem. Is that you have to be like a drunk college pig
Right.
to enjoy it. Like you have to be like someone without any distinction who's never been
So
anywhere.
you are talking directly to the people of Texas right now.
Well, Austin.
Okay,
Because Dallas has great food.
Oh,
and
okay.
Houston has really good food.
Okay.
And Austin has some good barbecue, right?
I
But you
see.
can't eat barbecue all the time because you'll die.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just don't feel good with it.
Sure.
But the food there is just not, it's very underwhelming, to be honest. And
And you're a food guy, right?
I'm a little bit of a food guy. And here's the thing. I've shit-talked Austin for 2 years.
You left
And here's
with
the
a grudge.
deal. Everyone that comes to me that lives there, not one person is not one human being. I said, hey, fuck you, man. Not one person has said that. Everyone kind of goes, yeah, I get it.
You know what? To be honest, though, the people that get defensive
Yeah.
are people that live in places they know are shit.
Yeah, like these two, like I like
You
this
know?
one barbecue spot run by 2 lesbians. They just got indicted for tax fraud. So that's Austin. They just got indicted for like fraudulently doing workman's comp. It's in the paper. So that's awesome.
Good barbecue, though.
It was really good, the ribs, but it's fallen off. And now I know why.
All right.
Because they're committing crimes instead of cooking.
Right.
So, that's a problem.
You guys got to be careful with that. It's
Yeah.
not worth it, the financial crimes.
But I think I might be doing a live podcast there, and it's a good city, and I'd love all of you to come out for that. Thank you. After I destroy it, I always have to say, but hey, We could all come together.
Yeah.
Well,
LA's got his price shit on LA too.
I like LA, but it is
Yeah.
a true thing. Like
Yeah, we
people
shit on
all outside of LA shit on LA.
Yeah.
I moved to New York for a year.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize this is a thing. I mean, I've lived in SoCal my whole life.
Right.
And I moved to New York, and everyone's like, LA fucking sucks,
Everybody
bro.
would
Welcome
be
to
there,
New
yeah.
York, the real world. And
Yeah.
there's like this culture of hating LA.
Yeah.
Part of what I didn't like about Austin was there was this idea that everyone had to be relentlessly positive. Like in New York, I was around people that always hated New York, and now I'm around people here that hate LA. I've never not hated where I've lived, and I think it's a very rational thing to do is to look around you and go, ugh. But this idea that this inevitability to Austin and that it's like we all have to wake up and not notice anything that's wrong and say, and then you're on a team, and it's gross to be on a team.
It's a little
Not
bit of
geography.
denial.
Denial.
You mean there's like the old folks who are red,
Yeah.
and the new folks that just transform the city
Well,
to a more liberal bastion.
It's not even political as much as it is just you have people that are truly true believers, which is the worst thing ever.
I mean, like Christians.
Well, sort of, but they believe in a city. So
I
that
see.
to me, I go, that's weird to me. I would rather you believe in a God or your life or your talent or your family or something. Like there's something weird to me about having to constantly sell a city every day and be like, aren't you glad you're here?
That's interesting because I always hear people talking about Austin like that.
Yes.
I've never heard a bad thing about it until you're spreading the gospel.
I have taken it upon myself,
Yeah.
like John the Baptist, to go around and tell people that it's like 103 degrees right now. I have a house there, I still own a house there. We go back, the grass is yellow because it just there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
The water heater exploded. The well is
Too hot.
The well's fucked. I got
You drink out of wells?
Well, I have well water, but that's screwed. So
Why
I
do you
gotta-
drink out of a well?
Well,
What kind
because
of
we
medieval
have
shit?
our own water for the race war.
right.
When
Well,
you
that
wake
you
up-
should have opened with that.
Yeah. Don't you get it? Hard you understand how they.
But you should have. You had me at race war.
Yeah.
That I get. Yeah. So, by the way, just so you don't think I'm totally insane, this was something that we saw and really enjoyed. This was this viral video of this legendary man at a ball game who invented this move. He de-spines a hot dog. And I could see those flavors maybe working harmoniously. More than water.
Yeah, you got to respect that.
With a beer?
It's beer and a hot dog.
Yeah,
you know?
you got to respect that.
But I had never seen anything like it, so I wanted to try it. So shout out to this man.
Yeah.
You tried it. It was me and Austin. You gave it a shot.
Not good.
You know?
That wasn't good. Yeah, so I like the idea though that like everyone's just running away from homeless people. They're like, yeah, they're all in LA. Let's go to fucking Texas. There's no homeless people.
Yeah, it's kind of a nationwide
Does
thing.
it bother you that much?
It is nationwide.
It's nationwide. LA's got there's a lot of problems. So when you drive in LA, you go, it is very difficult because you have these every show in LA is about real estate. Every single
you
show
mean like
is
all the reality shows?
Sunset,
Yeah.
$1 Million. And there is an irony that when you drive through the streets, you just see tents, and then every pop culture representation of LA is like,
well, you know what I
the
love?
closer, you know. And it's
what
like,
would be a really good reality show is like, homeless reality.
Yes.
Or like, because I know they fight over nice tents, nice spots.
There are
That could be
tents that are
interesting.
better than other tents. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even trying to be insensitive. There are things you look at and you go,
There's class issues going on.
There's
among
fights
the
all
homeless.
over the place.
Yeah. That's interesting.
You know, but no, LA has that unique issue because the policies are not great, but it's the weather too. If you're going to be homeless somewhere, this is a good weather place to be homeless.
My take on the homeless problem in LA,
Yeah.
and all over California, is that people travel from all over the country,
Yeah.
specifically to LA. So you have other states.
That's right.
They have their people who are homeless for whatever reason coming here because the policies are good for homeless
Right.
people.
I say
the
let's
weather's
be
good.
proud of it.
Yeah.
Let's go the other way.
But it's like
Let's just go. We are the top homeless destination in the world.
Right.
I take friends now that come when they visit. I take them to Skid Row, and I'm proud of it. I go, there's 10,000 people right here,
It is-
and many of
it
them are
is
like
special.
disturbed, and I go, what the hell's wrong with you? And they go, this is horrible. I go, why? Because you have a house? I go, this is great. Like I say, let's be proud of it. Let's just, listen, LA's a great place. You got to be a little bit of a sociopath to enjoy it. And that's okay. You have to be a little bit, you can't focus on every image.
Right.
You can't focus on every person you see giving birth on the street. You have to just go to the meeting. You do.
Yeah. But so my thing is like the whole country's sending their homeless people. And, you know, I feel like we need some federal funding to deal with this massive problem. It can't just be the state's responsibility to take like a whole country's worth
part of it is the
homeless.
high rises too. Like LA hates high rises. So New York is better suited to deal with this because they have high rises, right? So when people talk about building 30,000 units of affordable housing, the idea that if many of them are in a few buildings, it's much easier to do than building 30,000 single family, you know, or two or three family.
One of the big crises of LA is the zoning is insane, right? They don't let you build up. There's only a few streets.
There's a few because a lot of people just don't want the views ruined, or they don't like vertical living,
or they don't want. They probably just don't want riffraff or whatever coming to their
whatever it is. Yeah, but I mean, so there's definitely issues here, but there's issues everywhere.
So you went to Texas, and there was homeless people there.
Not as many, but there were a few.
Okay.
And they're there. There's everything. There's problems everywhere.
I don't think you can move away from homeless. Like, you know, if it
Yeah.
bothers
Well,
you,
A lot of people who move to Texas, I hear them going, like, amongst all the other reasons, they go, I'm getting away from all the homelessness. I just love the idea of running, like rich-ass people just running away from homeless.
Well, it's weird because rich people weren't that affected by home.
At all.
Right, exactly. They're in
You're
the
off
nice
Coldwater Canyon. You're not exactly.
Yeah.
You're not living in Skid Row.
No.
But no, there's violence everywhere. There's problems everywhere. There was a mass shooting in Austin when I was there, you know, like on 6th Street where everybody gets drunk and, you know, brandishes weapons and, you know, so there's going to be problems everywhere. You just have to come to grips with the fact that you'll probably die and it will probably be violently. I mean, wherever, you know what I mean? Is wherever
I do not want to come to grips with that.
Well, no, sure.
I would like to avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we do about it? You know, what's your solution?
Oh, I mean, I think it's a problem that it's very tough. What you would need to do, I think, is number one, get on board that it's a problem because LA is so big. That like Manhattan Beach has nothing to do with Beverly Hills. That has nothing to do with Pasadena. It has nothing to do with downtown.
Sure.
So you really got to get on board that is a problem, and then you gotta really. I think you gotta have that conversation about vertical living. To be quite honest,
Right.
I really do think because everyone who goes, I'm going to build 30, and I haven't studied the issue, but like it does seem. I go to New York. I go, well, what's different here? And they go, we have massive buildings where we can give people space, units.
Yeah,
I think that might be part of the thing.
That's actually a really good point. I think that's been a huge problem in LA. That's why the housing market here is so fucked up. There's literally not enough houses for people here.
And people get pushed out, and it's so and then so I think that like that seems to be just from a standpoint of looking at the actual setup of the city, that seems to be one of the contributing factors.
I think you're right on the nose there. I
might
wasn't
be right.
I wasn't expecting like a pretty good answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
kinda
or
threw
we
it out
could
there.
build them a mall.
Oh,
because we build them a mall. Rick Caruso built the Grove.
Yeah.
And I think if we built a mall just for homeless people,
what kind of stores would they have in there?
the things they need,
Right.
and let them play in the fountain, and
Right.
let them go on the
Bathe.
trolley. You know, the Grove has a little. Let them go on the train. This could energize them. I don't know. This is a guess. This is an idea.
Yeah, I want to show you something. Get a read on this. So Howie Mandel, I'm sure you're aware of.
Yes.
So Howie Mandel, very popular on TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's very PC. He has a very clean image, the guy.
He's a family-friendly man.
That's his whole shtick, right?
Right.
That's the bread and butter. Well, he posted a TikTok. It's too vulgar to show, so I'm just going to show it to you. and I haven't stopped talking about this. This is my favorite thing that's happened, not just of this year, but possibly the decade. Dan, how can we show this to Tim so that the audience can see it?
Well, I can put it on the screen right now, and
Yeah,
Ian,
just don't switch to it,
Just don't
Ian.
switch to it.
Yeah, I got it.
So Howie just unannounced put this up, and it shook the world, the TikTok world.
When my friend Neil bent over, this happened. Does somebody know, is this COVID related? And if it is, what do we do about it? Ow.
Yeah,
Wow. Now that's a prolapsed.
That's a massively prolapsed
anus.
Yeah.
And he put that on his TikTok.
Yeah, publicly. It was up like for a full day. It had like 3 million views.
This is the guy who hosts Deal or No Deal?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I just want to review.
Yeah.
I just want to review that. Yeah, that's what they call it's what they call a brand identification issue.
Right.
He's unsure of, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, his agents were probably crawling on the floor to grab
It was
the phone.
up. It was up for like 17 hours. That was so
Interesting,
powerful
yeah.
about it. And then if you go to any of his comments now on any of his videos, it says, "We will never forget."
Yeah.
And that's part
Well,
of what
children saw that. Probably.
Yes.
Oh, lots.
Families.
Lots.
Let's go over to Howie Mandel's page, they said. Let's see what he's doing.
And if you could pull it up, if you don't mind, Dillon. I mean, there's just pull a prolapse so I can show, just to analyze the prolapse. I mean, that is a special prolapse.
There's nothing better than a guy who goes, I'm a little sick of this clean image. Let's try, because this is what he's doing here. He's going, let's try something. And he's thinking maybe that'll work.
I'm the edgy guy.
You know?
But you can even see the asshole hairs that kind of got spread around.
This is crazy.
I'm not looking.
So crazy that he put this on his TikTok. He's the host of a family game show.
Yeah.
I mean, that would
America's
be
Got Talent.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, so talk of the town. I'm homies with Howie. I keep trying to get him to call in
He's
and
a
talk
good
about
dude,
it.
yeah.
He's a good dude.
A really good dude.
He won't. He says I'm laying low on the prolapse. So I'm
Yeah, I get it. This is, by the way, he's asked me to do his podcast several times, and now probably he'll rescind that. If I go on, I got to talk about this.
Yeah, bring it up.
Yeah.
Bring it up. It's important that we keep the dream
Well,
alive.
that's what happened. Ethan did go on his podcast,
Yeah.
and then I think this happened right after.
This is what you
I
do to
think-
people.
yeah.
Oh my God,
I
I
think
ripped
you,
that man's
you
life.
did
Or
something
his
there.
family
I'm
part.
going to do prolapse.
No, I'm not even kidding. I went on a podcast and it was just so much drama afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, this is amazing. And I wonder like what the call was to him, like somebody going, "Hey, that TikTok that you just posted," and he's like, "The one with the anus?" They go, "Yeah, that one." We're finding that that's not doing great. Can we yank
It was
that?
going
And
viral.
it actually was
I'm
doing
sure.
so
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It had like 3.5 million views.
Oh, it was
right?
crushing. People were loving it. I was sharing it with everyone. I knew
It's
that's
amazing.
viral. Yeah, but so can I ask you a question? I know
Yeah.
we've debated this in here. Is this an act, a sexual act, or an act of unintentional prolapse or intentional prolapse?
I believe it's an unintentional prolapse.
Really?
But I don't know.
I thought it was an intentional prolapse.
Here's what I'm basing
Because why'd
that
they
on.
cut around it like that?
Well, that's interesting. I thought maybe it just broke in that form. Like
Just busted through?
busted through like that.
That's crazy.
But I don't know.
It's possible it busted through.
But that's interesting, the idea of that it was a premeditated prolapse.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think there's groups of people that are like this.
There are people that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean, I've heard. I don't know if you know about Fist Fest.
Fist Fest.
Yeah.
No, I'm aware of fisting, but I don't know what fist
Well,
fest.
they take it.
Yeah.
They take it all the way, right? And so
And-
they do stuff like this with each other. So they call it like a red rose, and they love the prolapse anus.
It's interesting how you get that.
Yeah.
It's interesting what lines crossed that lead you there.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But everyone's got to make a living. But yeah, this is an interesting choice for him.
Yeah. So we're actually
Yeah.
commissioning a carpet.
This is like if Pat Sajak from Wheel of Fortune put up like cannibalism, you know? Like a video of people just eating people with like no and then tried to make a little joke about it, you know?
Oh, shit.
It was like, hey, I'm hungry, but not this hungry. You're like, what are you doing, you psychopath?
Oh, I love Howie for this. Yeah, we're commissioning a carpet. There's this guy that makes these really incredible carpets.
Yeah.
Perfect detail.
Yeah.
So how's that going? Are we getting this made in the carpet, Sam, or who's talking to him?
Sam is. She stepped away for a moment, but yes, it's proceeding.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge one, like 12 by
amazing.
12, with Howie's head, the prolapse, everything.
Oh my God.
For the studio?
Yeah, for the studio.
Love it. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, Fist Fest, by the way. So I learned about this, so this is why I think this might be intentional. Wow, they have a logo. Yeah, Howard Stern sent a guy there to report on it, and it's actually pretty incredible to learn about.
It's wild that this is like an organization.
Yeah, it's an org.
Yeah.
They had like, the conference room at a Holiday Inn
Of course.
or where it was happening. They said, okay, monkeypox vaccine required. Okay.
That makes sense. Hey,
That does
hey,
make
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, it's good to be responsible.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I love the idea of somebody going, hey, man, I need a fake monkeypox vaccine card to go to Fist Fest.
Right.
Because that is a sentence being said somewhere.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. Okay, here's big news. Let's get your take on this.
Wait, before we move on, although maybe there should be a little bit of a buffer after that discussion, but we are at 30 minutes. We should do
Howie
an ad
is
break.
going to get me in trouble with my sponsors now. You know, he told me he lost a lot of money from that.
It's interesting.
I was talking to him.
Every now and then you will see somebody who goes way outside of what they usually do. Like every now and then I will tweet a GoFundMe because someone will ask me to, and I'll be like, please help this sick child. And then people will be like, hey, fuck you.
Fuck this
And I'll
kid.
be like,
Fuck
you know, guys, I know we keep it real light. And I know that I'm a guy that likes to, you know, but let's just donate $5 or not, and let's move on, you know?
Yo, this is where Fist Fest is taking place. Nice spot, man. So I'm saying they don't schlub at Fist Fest.
Interesting. Well, this isn't great. This is
it
not
doesn't
the,
look that great.
This is not the Beverly Hills Hotel.
trying
It
to
looks
I was
like an
trying to play
extended stay America. Like, it looks like a hotel where the cops are frequently guests.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a Fist Fest.
Yeah.
Place, probably.
But I like that Fist Fest says, hey, no matter what your economic strata, we want you to be able to enjoy this, you know, very violent and crazy sexual experience.
Yeah. Actually, we still can't do the sponsor because we're I mean, we're going to have to just sit silently for 30 seconds. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I'm just going to check Twitter. Yep. Okay. This happened before where a sponsor made us remove it because
Yeah, I had the same.
You did? What did you talked about?
I said satirically that I think it was like one of the Rick Russo ads, we're going to put homeless people in a pod, put them in a big pod.
Put them in a pod.
And that was satirical.
Right.
And the sponsor was not a fan.
What was the sponsor, though?
Simply Safe, a security system.
Oh,
you would think,
lock them in there.
You would think they would. You would think they would be on board with that.
That's what I think. And
they
so,
were not.
What was the one that I got in trouble for, Dan?
Which time?
Yeah, can you be more specific?
I don't remember them. Maybe
There's been a few lately.
There was one.
Oh, right. You. It was Babbel, the language learning app, and you said we were talking about sex trafficking just before that.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
said make sure you'll lower your chances to get sex trafficked if you know the language.
By the way, not a bad point at all.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
Not a bad point at all.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
But
and then there,
it.
what was there was a HelloFresh
my
one
God.
too. Oh, Master Class. I said, hey, Master Class. Actually, this is interesting. Look, Epstein has a class here on sex trafficking. But I made sure. I said, I'm kidding.
Right. It's a goof.
Thank you. But the thing is, you want to make the ad reads interesting.
You want to make them
people
funny.
skip
More,
it.
more people
you
buy
try
it. if
too
it's
hard.
funny.
I'm working for them. Oh, what was the fresh one? Was it about an abortion joke? About?
Oh,
we're
God.
about to do a hell.
Yeah, we're.
Right?
I'm not doing it. Nope. Nope. We're restarting the 30 seconds.
Okay, 1 second.
What was it, Dan? The one?
Maybe let's
Dan,
let's talk about it
Dan doesn't like
a little after the
He's
ad.
afraid he's going to lose a job. His job. Everyone's going to lose their job. Okay. Let's just keep it going.
Okay. 10 more seconds till we're at 30.
How many times do you get in trouble with sponsors? A lot? Not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was one of two, maybe, in the whole time.
Oh, that's good. That's not bad.
All right, I think we're clear.
Well, it's sponsored by HelloFresh. We love HelloFresh, folks, don't we? Yes, sir.
Yes, we
Super
do.
Troopers love HelloFresh. You get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip the trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. AB, come on. Without music.
Oh, he's not sitting at the station today.
Oh, it's unmanned?
My magic.
Wait,
not
what
working.
happened? You gave up on the soundbite?
was a guest episode. I wasn't gonna do my shitty sound bites for.
But I got no music. I just hear an idiot selling HelloFresh.
Royalty free.
You want me to sing?
There's usually some jovial music.
Royalty free music. Here we go. Here
I
it
love
is.
HelloFresh. Don't
You
get
ready?
me wrong.
Me too. Oh yeah.
First
like
result,
this?
royalty free music.
Oh yeah.
Is that a vibe? Is that good?
I like it.
Turn it up a little bit.
Oh, I clicked off of it. Here, how about this one?
Okay.
HelloFresh.
A little
Bring
inspiring.
farm
I
fresh
like that.
meals.
This feels like it starts with HelloFresh, but then you have a new life.
Hmm. Start a new life with
Yeah.
HelloFresh.
Right. You're pulling up into an unknown suburb. You're just getting out of it. This is every like $20 million house they sell.
Paint it.
Right.
They have this.
Turn it up,
behind
Dan.
The real estate video.
Turn it up.
You know?
Oh yeah, you're right. The backsplash is
Right.
beautiful white marble
Like, we
tile.
don't care how you made your money. It'll feel really at home right here in Beverly Crest.
Yeah, but anyway, we love HelloFresh. Listen, you throw up some photos, Dan, of the beautiful meals that are. These are all members of our community that have bought HelloFresh and
Wow.
sent us pictures. That's some nice looking meals, right?
It really does.
I love HelloFresh. Here's how it works. They send you a box of pre-portioned ingredients and a little info card, exactly how to cook it. You're always going to get delicious, healthy meals, and you're going to learn about cooking too. Even if you're experienced or a beginner, they basically lay it all out for you, and it's just so good. Here's something that might blow your tits off. Need another reason to stay in for dinner? HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than dining at a restaurant, and it's even cheaper than the grocery stores because you don't have to buy 10 pounds of carrots to
That's
make
right.
a soup.
Absolutely.
Thank you for backing me up.
Yes. No, the amount of times I've bought 10 pounds of a vegetable and made a soup, I
Right.
can't even count them.
It's just not, and then you throw
Yeah.
them out.
I throw them out because I realize I don't have a family and no one loves me. And I
Right.
made this whole pot of soup.
Yeah.
And then it's a whole nother thing. I have an existential crisis.
Yeah, so go with HelloFresh. So you can get one for two. I don't know if they have ones. I don't know if they have a single one.
Here's the thing. Here's
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
You just get it for two. Just get it for two.
Just in case,
Just get it for two. You don't know what's going to happen.
or eat both.
Or eat both.
Yeah, which got me
fair.
where I am.
Yeah.
Guys, are you? Let's see. Skip the grocery store and spend more time soaking up those summer rays. It's HelloFresh Market is a one-stop shop for all your mealtime needs. Curated a selection of breakfast, lunch, snacks, desserts, and more. Here's where it gets insane. Go to HelloFresh.com/16H3. Why'd they do it bad? They just swapped it. It used to be H316, and then you swap it. Why would they do that? For no reason?
I have no idea.
My only reasoning was maybe because it was H3 and then the number 16, so you had 316. It was confusing what part of it was part of our name and what part of it was the day.
Go to HelloFresh.com/16H3 and use the code 16H3 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 gifts. That's HelloFresh.com/16H3, code 16H3. 16 free meals. 3 gifts. That's HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Thank you. Sorry to do that for you.
No.
The nature of the live,
It's the game.
We used to pre-record them because
Yes.
we would record them separately.
We used to do these epic long ones, like 10 or 15-minute ads that were really funny, and some of them are on YouTube, and like we'd really get into it, but it would be crazy, but it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then some of the sponsors were like, "Okay, you gotta shorten it." And,
See, that's it. I don't
and
get that.
I don't get it.
That's
'cause
it.
They don't understand that, like,
Yeah.
if I do a big ad that's funny, people are gonna share it.
They're gonna watch.
They're gonna watch it, and they may buy the product.
They should be
Right.
paying you more.
I agree. They did not agree.
And I go that extra length too.
yeah. No,
Well,
you know.
fuck them.
Now
They're
you
never
just
worthy.
now you just do a quick one, a fun one. Hey, go and buy this cereal that makes your dick hard, or whatever they're selling, and you just move on. You know?
They prefer that for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you today. It's been announced. I know you're relatively political or aware of the
Somewhat,
happenings. You have
yeah.
opinions. Biden,
Yes.
$10,000 forgiveness on student loan for anyone making less than $125,000. It's happening.
He gives everyone 10.
$10,000 off the top if you make under 125.
Interesting. It's interesting because everyone will hate it,
Right. It doesn't go
right?
far enough.
So it doesn't
for
go far enough, and then the people will go, "Hey, we don't."
I think the libs will be it's better than nothing, right? Like, I think
Yeah.
everybody here, it seems like, has student debt. It's just such an insane epidemic. I mean, I had student debt that we paid off already.
There's a
I'm
lot
old as
of
fuck.
student debt out there.
But a lot of people say that 10,000 is like not nearly.
Yeah, some will say it's not enough. Some will argue that it's kind of a weird wealth redistribution from blue collar workers to people that went to school, right?
Yeah, you know, I didn't consider that angle,
Yeah.
but that's interesting.
It's an interesting angle.
Yeah.
People go, well, there's a lot of people that are struggling. They don't have health care. They don't have this. They don't have that. They didn't go to school, and they are now subsidizing. I mean,
Look at that.
yeah.
What's happening in there?
I mean, that's what everyone should get. Give them
Right.
a hot dog straw.
That
What
shit
do you
is
need
not
$10,000 for?
It's only been in here like 30 minutes. It's
This
not
is
aging
the
well.
scariest thing ever.
I don't know if you
I
can
mean,
see
this is
that.
the craziest thing I've ever seen.
This just it's already ate.
Why is it huge?
Sam, what is this brand? So people never buy it.
Come on.
I forget, but I think it was called like Lighthouse.
Lighthouse veggie
or-
dogs.
Light
was
up my
light
anus
something,
with
I don't remember.
diarrhea.
Nothing wrong with veggie dogs. You
I
put
like
it
veggie
in water.
dogs. Not
Yeah,
that one.
I had one in back. It was slamming. I'm being
I
honest.
had an Impossible Burger on a Delta flight, and it was phenomenal.
Delta?
Every now and
Oh,
then.
first class.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was
Yeah.
really good. And I had never really.
Delta's serving hamburgers?
Yeah.
Because whenever I've flown first class a
Yeah.
couple of times, okay? Every time.
Yeah, a couple. I mean, who are you? What are you? I just let that go. I just let that sit. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's
I don't want people to go. People go, oh, Ethan's bragging about his wealth. Or then sometimes people go, oh, he's trying to act like he's a normal guy.
right.
So I don't want
It's
to be like,
tough.
yeah, I'm just being honest.
Right.
But it's always like little finger foods and fun. I never get a fucking hamburger. That's what I
Really?
want. That's
Where are
what
you
I want.
going?
We don't fly that much.
Okay.
Well, you're a serial
Fly a lot.
traveler.
Yeah, so we fly a lot, and then sometimes it's good, and then sometimes it's not. Like the Australian airline Qantas is really good in Australia. Like from Melbourne to Sydney, from Sydney to Adelaide, like they kill it.
You're traveling on an airplane a lot. You must spend a fucking fortune on tickets.
Fortune.
Yeah.
Fortune. But I put my producer in coach.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is
and
that Ben?
I spend.
Yeah,
Ben goes in
yeah.
coach, and I sit in first. And as he goes back to coach, I look at him, make eye contact with him as he goes back, and I say, I want you to think about how hard you work. Let me tell you right now, he's been in coach, a guy, and Ben can even back me up here, a guy vomited, right next to you?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Oh my
Yeah, a guy
God.
vomited next to him. What else happened once, Ben? A guy went crazy, or he started smoking in the bathroom?
So yeah, a
Wow.
month after the guy threw up on me, there was a guy that
On you?
went to the bathroom and was smoking a cigarette in there, and like the flight attendants were running to the back, and things got really crazy.
It's a prison colony. is the point.
It's rough back
It's rough
in there.
back
It's
there.
bad,
He
yeah.
sits there, and I know he could get hurt, and I know that he makes
It's Skid Row kind
Yeah,
of
it's
back there.
rough.
Yeah.
It is rough, and so that's how we save a little bit of money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big, but he puked on you. You got vomit on you.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. He blacked
my
out when we
God.
took off, and he
Was he
came
drunk?
Yeah, no, he was not drunk. He just blacked out. He said he went to the doctor and got his head scanned, and he had some weird thing, and he told him not to get on a
You,
plane.
got,
and
you had a brain trauma puke on you. That seems
This
weird.
guy had this
Whoa.
crazy thing, and he had the nerve. He walks into first class with the vomit.
Oh, my God.
on-
Ben, have some class.
Is he out of his mind?
You are
And he
so
starts telling me about
tasteless.
this guy having a brain aneurysm. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm watching Crazy Rich Asians and having a torch.
Ben, shame on you, man. Come on,
I
bro.
mean, it's
You know
just-
better than that.
Yeah, it's just disgusting behavior.
We need a barricade. We need a wall. Like, clearly, the curtain is not enough.
Curtain's not enough.
Yeah, Ben, come on. Did you apologize at least?
Tim was actually very upset. I did apologize.
I was actually very upset with him. No, I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. I was kind of upset with him because he walks in the first class like covered in vomit and starts talking to me, and everyone else in first class is like, "Oh, thanks for bringing your drug addict friend up." No one knows he was vomited on. Number one, if you have vomit on you, no one knows you're not the aggressor.
Right.
No one knows you are not the problem.
Right.
So when you come in and you vomit all over you, you look like the problem.
Yeah, Ben, why wasn't your first trip to the bathroom to clean the vomit off
Correct.
There was they're always packed at back in economy. I know you guys
Oh
aren't
my
are familiar
God.
with it, but there's people literally smoking cigarettes
Yeah, that's
economy and doing crazy things back there.
Yeah.
So I had.
So,
I
so
went
how
to
long did
first.
you have the puke on you before before you got
about 3.5 more hours.
Oh.
No.
And I texted him. I said, "Is this going to bother me in the Uber? Should we take separate cars?" In terms of the smell, I literally said, "Will this bother me?" Because I have very sensory olfactory. Yeah. But I let him stay in the car. It was fine.
Oh, how nice of you.
Was it a lot of puke or a little puke?
It was quite a bit, and it got in my backpack too.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. It was about 6 or 7. It kept coming up, and he wasn't really
Did he
aware
die?
of himself, so it just kept.
No, I mean, I think he was fine.
Well, if he has some brain injury and he's puking, I mean,
Ben,
it's
how
not
do you
good.
know he had a brain injury?
I talked to him about it because he was very upset with himself. And,
Well, he should be. And I don't think the response is for you to be a therapist for him.
he told me his doctor told him not to get on a plane because he has some weird nerve thing.
And
in
yet
his-
he did.
And he did, and then he blacked out, and then came to and just started vomiting violently.
Well, where was he going? Austin?
I think we were going to Austin, I'm pretty sure.
I know, that's exactly right.
That's the type of people you
Yeah,
find
because
there.
he was like,
Probably
hell
went-
with the doctor.
He probably went straight to a barbecue place to refill. Yeah, you know,
That's ribs.
You know, that's an interesting tale. Did you get any type of compensation from the carrier for that, Ben?
No, and also I did not get to change seats because it was a full flight, so I still had to,
my
and they had nothing to wipe the seat down with, so it was just
holy shit.
No, he has very bad flying luck. He'll always text me like something's going on back there.
Maybe have him fly on a different plane for in the future.
Yeah, like every time it's like he texts me, he goes, "There's a guy smoking cigarettes in the bathroom. The flight attendants are screaming at him. He's gonna have to pay a $3,000 fine. He's asleep. I'm scared." Ben's like, "I think he's gonna get up and start trying to fight people."
Yeah, you just mute your phone.
And it bothers me because JetBlue Mint now is doing really beautiful things with pasta and with Italian food, and I'm eating tagliatelle or something he doesn't even know what it is, and I'm being bothered by like tales from the crypt of what's going on in the back.
Right. Yeah, Ben, come on, bro, have some class. It's just unacceptable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. How are you feeling, Olivia? She has a vomit phobia.
I'm feeling like I probably would have killed that man.
Oh my God!
While he was
What
puking
happened?
on me.
I agree with you. I have not thrown up in like literally almost a decade.
I think that
It's like
as
unnecessary.
aware as you are or as he was, you can see that I'm here. Go there.
Well,
Puke
he was
over there.
unconscious, right, Ben? He didn't choose to puke on you, did he?
No, but when he came to, he was conscious, but he couldn't control himself anymore.
Oh.
He only blacked out for the change in
In
altitude.
fairness to the man, he was dying, but that doesn't excuse
Exactly.
his behavior. It
Right.
doesn't, to me, it does not excuse his behavior.
Well, he wasn't supposed to be on the plane, according to his doctor.
That's right, but he's like, the hell with him.
Two things can be true at once.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, that's why they have the emergency exit, right, for throwing people like that out.
Out. Get out.
That's why I thought it was there.
Yeah.
I have an emergency. Throw them out. Yeah. Okay. Wow. So anyway, Biden for giving a lot of money, huh?
10 grand to everybody.
Here, let's watch this. Here he is talking about it. See, I haven't seen this video yet. I got no volume. Hey, folks.
from me.
I just wanted to hear it from me.
2 angles.
Oh, he's got a multi-angle.
Shout out.
Well, you can't get through a whole video like this without
Also,
stuttering.
They had cuts.
so
They had cuts.
there are
Don't
lots
most
of
people
cuts.
have like $190,000 worth of student debt?
That's
Yes. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, I think that's on the high, but like 50,000 is probably
Yeah.
medium.
It's good to give him
medium.
10.
It's better than nothing.
He's
Better
better than
than
you
I
get
mean,
a little
AB,
10.
AB, you have a student debt. Cameron has student debt. What? I mean, you guys are happy about it. I mean, right?
Yeah, it takes about a sixth of it away. So
I'll take
I'm
it.
good.
I really don't get it though, because like ultimately,
I hope that when he gives them the 10 grand, that Sally Mae increases the interest rate on the rest to make up for it.
Yeah.
Because that could
no
happen.
premium.
That like could happen.
Right.
I don't think so, because the
Maybe
interest
not.
rates are set by the government.
I know, but they might raise. They might go, listen, we gave you that 10, but now we got to
sticky on the back end. We
find the
gotta
money
make-
on the back end.
Make
Right.
it a wash.
Make some points on the
Oh,
back.
that's fun. Yeah,
I would
but
normally agree, but because I could absolutely see them doing that. But I believe I read that actually is part of this plan is they're locking the interest rates.
Good.
Oh,
Okay.
that's nice.
Okay,
Good.
okay.
By the way, people are saying in chat 90 to 180 is normal. I mean, that's insane.
Yes,
It's a lot.
There's nothing, you know.
Oh my God! Look at this comment. I owe 190K, and 90K is just from interest.
That's
Well, this
This
is what I mean. And
country
by the
is
way, it's the only,
insane.
it's one of the only debt
sad.
you cannot get out of in bankruptcy
That's
court.
like so fucking
How-
Why
not,
did they even pass
no
that?
matter how bad your life is, right? You could be dying. They
How
will not
can they
forgive
do that for students? What?
But and then students are the people least qualified to take on an enormous amount of debt. It's like you just finished high school, don't even have a fucking credit card. Here's $200,000.
Crazy
And by the
system.
way,
Yeah.
when I got loans, they were like insane high interest too, like
criminal.
9%.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's
criminal
borderline.
interest. Yeah.
That is criminal.
A criminal situation. Absolutely.
So I'm personally in favor of getting rid of all the debt because I do think it's absolutely crushing a whole generation of people. But the whole forgiving debt thing doesn't make a lot of sense when you're not addressing the fucking issue
problem.
of people going in debt because you're just going to accrue more debt. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think the cost of college is so high, so ridiculous.
It doesn't make sense.
That needs to be addressed.
I mean, when my dad was young, he paid through UCLA,
Right.
like on a part-time job with no
Yeah,
debt.
they were. Listen,
So-
people were able to like support themselves going to school forever. It's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
up
yeah.
in the last 15 years that it's become so insane that it's like
Yeah.
unimaginable.
I mean, I went to college in Israel, and I was able to work and pay for myself.
Right.
To go to college.
Right.
You know? It's
A lot-
like
yeah.
it's like it was
I went to a
maybe
community college and I found that I got everything I needed there.
You know, I'll tell you something.
2,500 a semester.
I went to UCSC. I failed out for a year.
Yeah.
I went to the community college there for a year.
Yeah.
And then I could go
Yeah.
back. That was the deal we made.
Yeah.
I went there for a year. Education I got from the community
It's
college
better. No, it
was better.
Literally,
I had classes with like 10 people.
No, in many cases it is better.
I was bonding with the
Yeah.
teachers. You know, in Santa Cruz, it's like you're in a fucking auditorium with 500 people.
Right. I think not everyone should be going
Shouldn't
to
I get a
college.
deal?
Yeah, a lot of people shouldn't be going to college because
Don't I get a Groupon for 500 people?
it's insane. You should do it. I mean, it's like going to a concert.
Avery has 240,000. What the
What?
fuck, dude?
What are these?
my
people?
God.
What are
Wait, Avery, what
yeah,
did you
Avery,
get that
tell
for?
us about that.
He's our mod. He ain't paying that back with his salary.
He has another job.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Still.
Film school? What the fuck?
No, that's crazy.
What?
Well, Avery, a little bit of that's on you.
240,000.
Doctor or some shit. There's some promise.
Avery, did no one grab you and say, "Let's sit down"?
Wow.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people go, college isn't for everyone. I think everyone should have access to.
Everyone should be able to go.
To get to higher
Everyone
education.
should be able to go.
And for a lot of middle class or even lower economic
Yeah.
people, the dream, part of the American
Of
dream,
course.
is our kids go to college.
Absolutely.
It's like
Absolutely.
ingrained in our society.
I
and,
just think that now,
it's like
what they do in Germany is they do have like a system where like certain people will go to college, certain people won't. I do think that we've glamorized the idea of certain professions, and those don't always pay a lot of money. So this idea that everybody wants to be everyone wants to be in the opinion business, or everybody wants to be like everyone's job needs to excite them or make them really, really happy. And you go, a lot of people had great lives where their job was just their job. They made a good living, and then their family, their community, their hobbies made them happy. I don't think we should search for fulfillment in every single. And I think that's kind of by pushing that, people take massively expensive loan programs to live their dreams. And then the reality is not everybody arrives at those dreams, right? So I think part of it is like getting realistic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think go ahead, Hila.
I don't know, because I feel like I work at those jobs that don't fulfill you.
Yes.
And I felt like I'm wasting my life away.
I know, but you are talented and intelligent. Many people are not, and they are going to have to waste their lives. And that's unfortunate.
I think there's nothing wrong with accepting I'm just like
The happiest,
99.9% of everyone else.
the
I'm just
happiest
gonna have
people
to
I
do it.
know
Yeah.
are gym teachers in Long Island who went to the Capitol riot. They are the happiest people because they save up for that one trip a year. Okay, they have that one trip a year to DC, and they throw volleyballs at kids' heads or whatever. It's a great job.
Yeah, it is, and but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a good thing, I guess. I'm happy about it. But let's watch Sloppy Joe here. That was my name, and it never took off. Sloppy Joe,
Sloppy
like
Joe.
the sandwich.
Yeah,
it works.
and
so
it never happened.
No.
What do they call him? What's his name again?
Sleepy Joe, which is not better.
Joe.
Or Joe Brandon.
Oh, let's go, Brandon!
Joe Brandon is the craziest.
Have you seen the dark Brandon meme?
No.
So the libs have reclaimed Brandon for themselves.
Oh, interesting.
And he's dark Brandon. Pull some of those up.
It's a mature country.
I love the dark Brandon meme.
You know?
We are taking it back.
Yeah.
Let me see some dark Brandon.
You want the edit that are?
Oh yeah.
That's
Show 'em
kind of
that.
the best example.
But people, I mean, the whole Brandon phenomenon is really something, isn't it?
Yeah. It's odd that people love those catchphrases, and that will substitute so much else. They'll just go this. It makes them feel good. So to me, if it makes you feel good, God bless. But it's crazy to me that yelling anything will make you feel good.
But here's the dark Brandon saga from the libs, and I think this is great. I love what they're doing. They're reclaiming it. Oh shit! Look at this thread. Malarkey will not go unchecked, Jack. Look at that. That's just, and look at this. I mean, our Lord and Savior, Dark Brandon.
He looks like, is that Vigo the Carpathian from?
It sure looks like it. Don't stare at him in the eyes.
Right.
Wait, where's the edit? Look at this. You've misunderstood. You're in here with me, Corn Pop. Dark Brandon Z. Yeah, I love it. So shut up, Dark Brandon. Excuse me. Yeah, so let's watch this while he.
Hey, folks, I wanted you to hear it right from me. We put out a plan to bring.
Yeah, so every time there's a cut, he's resting.
I like when he goes, I want you to hear it from me. That's my favorite one. I like you to hear it from me.
Jack.
Bring relief to millions of working and middle-class people with student loans. And here's what you should know. We're going to forgive $10,000 of federal student loan debt, keeping my campaign promise. For the people who need the help the most, the folks who went to school on Pell Grants, we're going to forgive a total of $20,000. We're going to target this relief. Help is going to go to people making less than $125,000 a year. Next, we're going to give anyone with undergraduate loans a chance to sign up and cap your loan payments at 5% of your monthly income.
That's great.
But if you're making over $125 and you live in a place like New York or LA,
it's not great.
It's not that
right?
great.
And
yeah.
you're not rich, right?
That cap is so arbitrary.
It's a weird arbitrary cap.
I mean, even like this Avery situation, I don't know what he's making, but he went to film school, so he's probably pretty capable of making a pretty decent income.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it could make 125, but covering 240 in debt.
That
will take forever.
Just help people if you're going to help them.
I mean, you could raise it maybe to 250, but then the people will be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" People have no conception of how much it actually costs and to live in big cities who don't.
Right.
You hear 125, you're like, "Bro, you're set for life."
Yeah, it's
you're
not.
not.
The
you're
case.
like middle class.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, Brandon. Yeah,
I like how they. What is this? People that are finding out that they're.
Yeah, they're having a beautiful moment.
Yeah, they're having a. They're like, she's showing him like, hey, we only owe $218,000. I've got some good news.
Although to be honest, he doesn't look that relieved.
You know that soul-crushing debt? It's gone by 10%.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, right.
By 10,000.
We only owe $158,000.
But this is actually a good thing here. I think this is where they'll really help people. Cap your loan at 5% of your monthly income. So if you're a guy like Avery or anyone who's kind of just working, 5%, cap it.
How long
and then fuck them, you know?
How long is it for?
Until he's out of office?
Like when they say,
It sounds like he made it sound like it's indefinite, but yeah.
5% of your monthly income, right.
If Trump comes in after him, he'll make it -10. You pay more.
Yeah. Ron DeSantis could come in and be like, listen.
Gays pay more.
Yeah. If you say it. It's a weird thing, student loans, because there are a lot of people that didn't go to college that go, why am I subsidizing this?
Yeah.
And the guy didn't go to college.
I get that.
Yeah.
But ideally, we should be subsidizing it anyway.
Well, sure. I mean, we should be helping people. We should never have let it get here.
Yeah.
No.
And we got to address those situations.
It's absolutely fucking insane.
But yeah, if we cut a little bit of that defense budget, we could, Just a little bit.
You shave a little time,
Just a
sliver off the top.
Sliver off the top.
Free debt, free student.
And you could easily
Sliver off the top. No homelessness.
You could easily, well, you'd still have some, but it wouldn't be nearly as much.
They'd be like, no, we need the 10 trillion.
Yeah.
Can we just get 1% of that?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Biden should come out next and say he's taking 10 homeless people and giving them houses.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, he goes, it's the rule of 10. We take 10,000 off the student debt and we give 10 homeless families houses.
That's great.
For a year. And then,
yeah, right.
Then we figure it out.
Until the next guy comes.
Your monthly income. I also want to make sure folks have enough time to transition back to paying regularly. So we're going to extend the student loan pause one final time
But
through
after
December
that-
31st of this year. There's a lot more here, more than I have time to say in this video. But
it's time for my nap.
Yeah. He goes, there's a lot more here, and much of it isn't great.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's 58 minutes, Joe Biden.
Right.
How do you not have time to talk about more?
Oh, it's 58.
Or 58 seconds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's 58 seconds, Jack.
Yeah.
They've allotted him 1 minute to describe this major
He's
change
like,
here.
I
don't-
got 1 minute being coherent a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only have 1 minute, Jack, and it's nap time. I don't have much time left. You got to enjoy every minute, folks.
through December 31st of this year. There's a lot more here, more than I have time to say.
Motherfucker, how busy are you?
Yeah.
58 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that he knows what else is in it. He goes, there's more here, so they tell me.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it another time.
Yeah.
This video. But I'll leave you with this. Our middle-class families deserve breathing room. It's the whole reason I ran.
But I'll leave you with this.
Yeah.
I once owned a horse. Long hairs. The kids would come and play on that horse. It's like, whoa, what? That was the first take.
Yeah, he's really. You can see in his eyes. He's just.
Yeah, he's so old. Yeah. I've been ranting about this.
Yeah.
I have a problem
with the elderly.
The geriatric. I mean, there's a name for it. Gerontocracy.
Yes.
Our country is run by old people.
Well, a lot of them don't want to leave office,
Right.
Because
they don't want to pass the baton.
They don't want to pass the baton. This is their status. God only knows if they've committed crimes in office, and people will look into
They
that,
have.
right?
They have.
So it's like one of the reasons you don't want to not, So yeah, I mean, there's just some weird stuff, but a lot of young people don't want these jobs, and the ones who do are insane.
Yeah,
I think they do. I think young people do want the jobs, but
Well-
it's hard. It's hard to, take Nancy Pelosi's job when you're some random.
Sure, but young people say to themselves, okay, I could go into tech, I could go into whatever.
Yeah.
I could make money, I could live a private life, or I could get ripped apart every day, ripped to shreds.
Yeah, it's
my safety, whatever.
Yeah.
And it just it's not an attractive job.
It's so tough.
Yeah.
It's so tough, and then also everybody knows it's so hard to get stuff done.
I mean, look at AOC as an example.
Yeah.
The amount just that she deals with on a day-to-day basis.
I don't know how
is-
she
is
manages to get
so
through life.
nuts.
But she seems to like it too. And that's part of it's a personality type that wants it, right?
Sure.
There's a personality type of people that can withstand it and kind
Which
of.
excludes a lot of good people.
Well, it excludes a lot of people who are actually, focusing on issues and understand issues. It's got to be people that want to live in the public light, live in the spotlight to a degree. And then, and not that she doesn't get abused, but some of it is she dishes it, she takes it, this is
Yeah,
part
she's
of
scrappy.
the game.
She's scrappy.
She's scrappy.
Which is
It's
good.
part of the game.
I think she's got to be.
Yeah,
to be
listen,
able to do what she wants to
nobody
do.
in her position is going to get anywhere by being a policy wonk.
Yeah.
No one's going to get anywhere sitting in a room looking at numbers going, here's what I figured out. They have to be on the chat circuit. They're all selling books. They're all on Jimmy Kimmel. They're all enemy.
yeah.
They're building a brand.
It's a celebrity thing, really.
That's the
It's,
celebrity thing. So just in case they don't solve homelessness, on the off chance,
There's a good
they
book.
get to go
Book
be
it-
on
book
the
it.
View. They're number, chair 5.
Anyway, Joe, what were you saying?
This plan will give opportunity to millions of families who need it the most. Hey, folks, I want.
Hey, folks. Flew an airplane once. A paper made a kid cry. Good kid, though. His mom's name was Cheryl. Cut her grass. Beautiful hair. Smelled it. Maybelline. Anyway.
$10,000.
I love Joe, though. I love Joe. It's crazy that I've seen his son's dick.
Oh, interesting. Yes. Online.
Yeah, not in person. I've never met.
Yeah, no, I thought you had.
I don't want that heat.
I thought you had a crazy story. Well, yeah, I went to Malibu and he pulled it out.
No, seen his dick. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That might be the first time in history you could say that.
About a president's son.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a good point. His son's a wild guy, from what I hear.
Kind of living his best life.
Well, it's certainly a guy who you'd go, this should be a movie.
Right.
Like was dating his dead brother's wife.
Interesting.
Going all over the world.
That's a little dicey. The one that died of brain cancer?
Yes.
He was dating her?
He was.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Like shortly after he died,
Yes.
too.
What?
It is a loose definition of his best life. It is, but yeah, he was doing that. No,
that's messed up.
here's the thing about him. He's not the most moral guy.
Well, he likes to smoke crack.
It is the crack and the hookers.
And the hookers.
And stuff. And maybe some shady financial dealings. And he's
Maybe getting kickbacks from foreign government.
It could be.
Best life.
It's a fun.
But at least he's honest about it. You know, Jared Kushner.
Yes.
Don Jr.
I like it out in the open.
Exactly.
I want to see Jared Kushner's dick.
Or Don Jr.'s at least.
Everyone's dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you want to see that?
Jared Kushner, I think he's a little bit of a cutie.
And you do?
Yeah, Eric Trump, not so much for me.
But he's
Don
so
Jr.'s in the middle.
slimy.
Yeah, but I like he's a Harry Potter character, Kushner. I like it. He's
Like
a
a Harry Potter
Slytherin.
villain?
Yeah.
He is tall. I mean, he's tall.
Yeah. My friend saw him at he was at some type of. Yeah, there's something nice about that. He doesn't have any blood in his skin. I like that. It's nice, I think.
Yeah.
I like that. I think it's nice. You know, Jared Kushner's dad paid money to set up, I believe, his own brother with like a prostitute. I mean, they're just fun people. It's a fun group.
His dad is fucking nuts.
Nuts.
Yeah, his dad is like a real psycho. Like a real read me some of the shit his dad's done, Dan, because it's real interesting. Yeah, the Kush.
The Kush.
I like to smoke the Kush.
The big Kush.
Hey, I'll get on my knees and smoke that Kush.
He looks like a
vampire.
He does.
He's like a. You remember that band called Badly Drawn Boy?
Mm-mm.
That was a band, and that feels like that.
Badly
Drawn Boy. Yeah, they were like a band. I think they were like a one-hit wonder.
So
and that's what it feels like with kind of Kushner.
That guy's got a lot more life in his skin. But the emo.
Yeah, no, I just mean like Kushner's a badly drawn boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they don't look alike.
Yeah, okay. What'd you find on the Kush, his dad?
Yeah, I had forgotten about this story. Yeah, his dad went to jail for, amongst other things, he was doing some, King Lear shit, basically.
Yes.
He hired a prostitute he knew to seduce his brother-in-law and arranged to record a sexual encounter between the two.
Is that illegal?
And had the tape sent to his sister.
Oh my
He was,
God.
he was sentenced to 2 years in prison. He served 14 months in federal
Wait, is that that's not
prison
illegal,
in
is it?
Alabama.
I believe it is illegal. Prostitution's illegal. Blackmail's illegal.
I gotta throw up.
Extortion's
I gotta-
illegal. It's like 5 things are illegal.
I got to throw up.
You gotta call your lawyers real quick.
There's like 7 felonies in that. Yeah, not good. Yeah, but fun. But again, it's like.
But
fun.
imagine being that fucked up.
Yeah, and imagine
being grown and raised by that.
Yeah.
And and you're like, this is, and you're in the White House. You go, wow, this, because they have a lot of money.
My point is, he's a billionaire, right?
That's right.
My point is at least Hunter, he's just giving his laptop to anyone who wants it.
Yeah, Hunter certainly has not been as, he's not been as secretive as other people in his position. He's been quite open.
But you know this guy, like.
He's an interesting guy. My friend saw him at a Trump club, and he was in the pool with Ivanka. He was like, and my friend.
He goes in the pool? I found that interesting.
Yeah, my friend said he was very pale.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of sunscreen.
Very pale.
Makes sense.
The fact that he went in the pool is very surprising to me.
Yeah.
Is he a shirt on guy?
No, shirt off. Just kind of a thin, pale waif. And he just kind of went in. They have children, I guess.
Is this right? Hunter Biden's iCloud password was 1234?
Nah, just making a joke.
Oh. Because you never know. Thanks, AB. You gonna fucking do me again like that?
I was trying to serve you.
He was
he
was serving you up a line.
You dropped the ball.
Thank you, bro. I thought that was a real factoid.
It's believable.
It's plausible, yeah.
Fox News, by the way, is celebrating the loan. This is on their front page, which is kind of dope, fun. It's not that bad.
This is the front page of Fox News website?
Yeah, this is the front page of Fox News. Kind of fun.
Oh, with the...
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make him look bad. I mean, he's making it rain.
Yeah, this is where this is not one of the issues that they're particularly good at and popular with. Yeah, this is where there's a small group of billionaires that push some of those things that this is not like most people are like, okay, yeah, give us money.
Mm-hmm.
It's never like a good,
Right.
it's not a huge.
Well, the whole college debt forgiveness thing, if I'm right, is widely unpopular, actually.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of people that feel like I made certain decisions. Why should I have to subsidize other people's decisions or irresponsibility or whatever? Part of that is because we haven't fixed any of the other issues, right? So people that are in soul-crushing debt for healthcare, they're looking at this maybe and going, well, why did they get? But what's important to tell those people is that this is only $10,000. It doesn't really help anyone. So that's what I would say. That's what I think the White House should go out and say, listen, anyone who's upset at this, realize it doesn't do anything.
It's nothing.
And the people that are really in trouble will still continue to be in trouble. So don't worry about it. You'll all be in trouble together. Don't worry about it.
Love that.
And that, I think, will bring people together.
That is a uniting message.
Yeah.
What about, so Nancy Pelosi.
You know, like subsidizing things is normal. We do that for a lot of stuff.
Yes, but
stuff, I think for people who say that, they might be unaware that it's already happening for other things too.
We're a very selfish country. People go, what's in it for me? So, you know, and I get it because people go, hey, I want my thing to be helped. And then if they help another thing, they go, hey, what if my kid has cancer?
Yeah,
so that's part of what
it's just so weird because I think what you're saying is like, you know, corn, just the fucking corn industry.
Yes.
Like ungodly amounts of money.
The reason
It's
that we have a 30-year
like, why are we?
Is because the government, you know, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are these government-sponsored entities that implicitly guarantee mortgage loans. That's why we have a 30-year fixed mortgage. I mean, the government's been involved in everything. Yeah, and people that don't know that are ignorant. But I do think there's also like people go, well, one group gets helped, I want to be helped as well.
Yeah, and they should actually.
Yeah,
the problem is, and they're
gotta start somewhere, though.
Right.
You know?
And that's the problem of you know living in a country of selfish people is that sometimes helping other people helps you. It helps everybody.
Sure.
It does. I mean, people complain about homelessness. They complain about shootings. It's all connected.
You own a business, people have more
money. The
money.
health of the country is all connected.
It's the health of the country is not phenomenal at the moment.
It doesn't feel like it.
Doesn't feel great. Yeah.
But I can't decide if it's like that bad because everyone always says, "Oh, the world's going to end."
It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be.
That's what you always have to remember. It could be worse.
To me, abortion being illegal is just like
that's not.
I can't get past that.
That's
I feel like that's so dark.
It's illegal in a lot of places. What was interesting is Kansas just had a vote and they kept it.
Yeah, that was.
And Kansas is a red state, right? So I think that's an issue that there's issues where Republicans are strong on with voters, and I think abortion is actually going to be one of them where they're weaker.
They're going to get crushed on.
I hope so because they're pushing for like a national.
Yeah, they're not going to get that. They won't get a national ban.
I mean, we thought they wouldn't get Roe removed.
No, for sure, but they won't get a national ban.
That would
There's
be
no way they'll get that.
A national ban would be like war. Bro.
Yeah, and I also don't think they'll get a lot of these states. I think will be more resilient than they imagine. Like, I think a lot of them will vote to keep abortion within a certain parameter.
I really hope so. And another thing that I was just listening to that made me really scared is that there's a lot of extremists out there that are pushing for getting the women also punished for homicide when they do get an abortion.
Right? So that's
it's so crazy.
That's
but
crazy.
the person,
But
like this
people will do
person who's like campaigning for it.
Yeah.
He has like 300,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes,
you know,
they
like
want-
it's
yeah,
legit. Like these people are heard.
Absolutely want.
They got this bill like actually discussed.
Yes.
You know,
for
and
sure.
voted for.
To charge
Like it's real.
women who are having an abortion
For homicide, and like in some states it would be like death penalty, and the guy's like, yes.
That's pro-life.
Yeah. That's pro-life.
Yeah, that's
and then
pro-life.
putting a woman
Define.
to death.
Yeah.
And there's something fun about that because then you would put the woman to death
Yeah.
and still be pro-life.
Well, what's fun is, yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, Yeah, I think that's fantastic.
Well, it's a very interesting thing.
It's a transitive property of life.
Yeah, it's a very interesting
Gain
thing
one,
to
lose one.
for a pro-life thing. Then have send a woman to a death chamber.
Yeah.
But here's the real answer: get dual citizenship.
Yeah, I have that actually.
Yeah, if you can. If anyone
Although
can,
I got to be honest,
get dual citizenship.
we have both dual citizenship. I'm not super excited about. Our backup isn't like the best backup ever in the instance of global destabilization.
Mine will be
Israel.
My grandfather was born in Ireland. I'm trying to get Irish citizenship.
That's good. Nobody fucks with you there.
There's not going to be a war. They'll be the last people to even know there was something going on. Yeah.
Yeah, but can you imagine that a global destabilization, war, chaos? I'm going to Israel.
Yeah, suit up. It's not exactly a chill place. Yeah,
that's going to be tough.
Yeah,
but at the same time, World War Z, Israel was the only country that could withstand the zombie apocalypse. So maybe it would be the best place.
Yeah, who produced that movie?
You can have abortions in Israel.
Who did produce that
yes,
movie?
Curious.
What?
I just said in Israel you can have abortions.
Yeah, and
so we got
a book. Was the guy who wrote that book Jewish? World War Z?
Oh, thank you.
I think in America that these things.
Would you like a soda?
Would you like
I'm a water guy. Thank you.
Max Brooks.
Is he Jewish?
I will get back to you on that. Let me see.
Okay, I'll find the details.
I mean, I would imagine.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people think about Israel.
Yeah.
That aren't Jewish.
That's true. Christians love it.
They fucking love it.
They love Israel.
And it's so cool. I love their theory.
Yeah, which is what they...
That all the Jews will die when Jesus comes back.
Is that their theory?
Yeah.
That's why they love it. According
it's
to their
fun theory.
According to their prophecy, the Jews are meant to hold the land until Jesus returns, in which obviously he'll banish them all to hell.
Right.
And then they get Israel.
It's very interesting how people see this all playing out. You know?
Yeah.
It keeps people going. These beliefs keep people going. It keeps you doing whatever you have to do. It keeps you going to the office.
Yeah, so...
It's an odd thing to motivate you. You know,
love it.
Well, one day, I'm in traffic now, but one day, Jesus will come back, damn the Jews to hell, and it'll be okay.
Lighten the traffic a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, when the rapture comes, they apparently ascend to heaven.
Yes. I believe that they will ascend.
I don't know that they can take their cars with them.
No, they go right to heaven. Austin. They go right to Austin.
Yeah, this is a great story, dude. Nancy Pelosi is one of my most loathed politicians. I'm a diehard lib, and I vote Democrat every fucking time. I'm not loving the Democrats, but it's better in my opinion. Nancy Pelosi is an actual fucking demon, and I love that her husband.
5 days.
5 days for a DUI. I mean, I'm surprised this man did any time.
Now, is that a 5 day?
Oh my God!
Walk him through and then walk him out.
You're gonna love this.
Yeah.
The author of that book.
Yeah.
This isn't good.
Right.
You sure about that, AB? Before I say this.
I'm trying to confirm. It keeps leading me to the same thing. Yeah.
What book?
World War Z.
Oh yeah, it's Max Brooks. It's Mel Brooks' son. Yes.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks'
know
son.
that?
I did not know that. I didn't know.
Very Jewish.
Interesting. I'm shocked. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, we're going to make a zombie movie where my people win. Nothing wrong with that at all. But as an Irish guy, no, we would never we'd write a book where we died first. Because no one would believe that Ireland withstood the zombies.
Yeah, so Nancy Pelosi, he got a DUI, 5 days in jail. Don't you think it's interesting that she couldn't work something for him? And I'm sure she just wouldn't care about it.
Yeah, what's interesting about her is that this is probably one of those situations where she's like, you got to do 5.
Right.
We've been insider trading for 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
We have things going on. People, I mean, we should both, she's probably looking at him at dinner going, we should both be in jail for multiple life sentences.
Right.
So just do 5.
That might be right. Just toss him a bone.
Yeah, she's like, listen, you got to do 5. You know what we've done. And then he just silently nods. He's eating some Chilean sea bass, something soft. He silently nods, and she goes, you just got to do 5. And what is really 5? Is 5 just they walk him in and walk him out? Because, by the way, jail sentences under 5 days, a lot of them are fake because the jail will go, we're not doing this whole thing.
Checking you in,
we're not doing all of this. We're not doing it.
Right.
It's a walkthrough. You sit there for 2 hours and you leave. It's ceremonial. And I know several people that it's happened to. Because by the time they get you in.
Makes sense why they bother with all that.
Why do the whole thing?
Yeah. 30 years.
30 years makes
for
sense.
stealing a Snickers.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's okay. They'll get involved there.
By the way, I'm just going to say, this is a friend of the show.
Yeah.
I just wish that Nancy Pelosi's husband, he got the right attorney. This guy specializes.
He could have got him off completely. Fucking 5 days. Yeah.
Here, check it out.
All right.
This is my man.
We're right outside of Van Nuys Courthouse. I got my great client here. He was charged with a second-time DUI. He admittedly overdosed on multiple different drugs that night. It caused a drug-induced psychosis. He crashed with 2 other cars on a freeway and flipped over a few times. Luckily, everyone made it out all right.
Look at his face.
The fire department came with the police, used the jaws of life, dragged him out of the car, and started fighting with them. They charged him with resisting arrest also. And we're pleased to announce that he's getting out of this with just a reckless driving, 1 year of probation, not 5 years that is normally given in a second-time DUI. And most importantly, he's really changed his life around.
My favorite is this guy being like, I did that.
By the way, this is amazing. It's an amazing country. People say things aren't good. Things are fine.
This is one of the best videos ever.
Things are good. I mean, this is truly amazing.
Yeah, so he ends every video with a catchphrase.
He put himself in rehab immediately after this happened. He's been in for 9 months. He does meetings every single day, and he's really turned his life around. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thank you so much, David, for everything you have done.
All right, we're right outside of Van Nuys.
What's his catchphrase usually?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Every single video except this one, apparently.
Yeah, but I actually
vehicular manslaughter. Let's go.
And so this guy actually called in the show. He's a friend of the show. Actually, a good guy, interesting guy.
The lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta listen.
He gave us
People
super
commit
good
crimes,
advice.
and sometimes you have to help them.
Dude, he told us if you ever are driving drunk, and you crash, you think, oh, don't leave the scene.
No,
right?
leave the scene immediately.
That's what he says. He goes, leave the scene because they can't prove you're drunk that
No,
way.
of course. My friend did that, and
You
he
knew
went
about
back
that?
the next day.
Oh my God.
And he went, yeah, I must have hit my head. I like stumbled out. I was like, I don't know what happened. And they go, listen, we knew you were drunk. There's nothing we can do about it.
Wow.
But that's absolutely true. No, here's a reality.
I didn't know about that.
You should leave the scene of most accidents.
Oh my
think
God.
It's a horrible way to meet anyone.
Right.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's much better to do online first, I think. I would go. If you can leave, go. If you can leave. I got in one accident once. It was a fender bender. It was a big fat woman from Long Island. She got out and she started screaming at me. And I just said, let me get out of here. And I just left.
Oh my
But
God.
she was fine. She's not hurt.
Interesting.
She's doing what she does.
I don't know. I would think or thought that a hit and run is like, oh, that's a serious problem.
You know, it
It's
can
not.
be. It's how you look at it.
But I don't think, like, compared to.
No, it's not that big of a deal.
I'm not talking morally. I'm
There's
talking
so
like
many
judicially.
reasons you had to leave. There's so many. You were confused. You were disoriented. You didn't know what happened.
Right.
This idea that you were in control is crazy.
I'm not in control right now.
Who knows why we do what we do?
Right.
And I think that's what it is. But I'm a big fan of like immediately after the accident, assess, do you need to be there?
That's so interesting. You
Yes.
heard it here, guys, from Tim Dillon.
Because you could get
hit
killed.
and run.
Yes,
Hit and run.
no, at Tim Dillon on Twitter. Tim J. Dillon. But someone could kill you.
You're absolutely. People are fucking nuts.
Someone could kill you.
You're right.
If you stay. Connect with them later.
It's my obligation to hit and run.
Connect with them later on social.
Yeah, we're morally obligated to
it's
hit
not, yes.
and run.
Well, the reality is once the damage has been done, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Are you a doctor?
No.
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 So just head out of there. And
Do
someone
you
will
have
call.
the jaws of
But
life?
do you leave your
Someone
info?
will call. Do you leave your info? No. No, no.
Don't you have to do that? I've never been in a car accident, so I don't even know.
Well, here's the deal. A lot of people like privacy. And I think we're a country now that's gotten away from that. But I look at it like, you're a VPN.
This is interesting.
I love
He
this.
actually works with Nancy Pelosi. Wait, domestic violence case?
She looks
dismissed?
great there, by the way.
What did she do? A domestic violence?
Yeah.
Oh, does he do it with domestic violence?
Yeah, dude. Can you guys pull up some other ones? Because
This guy's my favorite person.
He's my favorite.
No, he's my. I want to go out to a corporate steakhouse with him, Capitol Grill, and he will do.
I'm telling you, we had him call in.
Yeah.
And we were expecting this.
No,
guy to
but
be,
he's
he
probably
was,
yeah.
Everybody loved him.
Right.
Yeah.
This man, I love the comments of this. No, keep this man off the road for life.
I love this, bro. Unleashing supervillain.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And look, he replied, laughing.
Yeah, he laughed at all of them too.
He loves it.
Well, you know what it is? We all know defense attorneys are supposed to be, they're supposed to have a personality.
Mm-hmm.
All the big defense attorneys in New York City used to defend the mob or whatever. Like, they were all kind of colorful characters. And, you know, this is part of it.
Yeah, so what's interesting here is that, dude, I love this. This has to be satire. Nope, I document real cases you don't see on TV. What's interesting, I said, how do you get them to do this? Because it's humiliating for them.
Yeah.
This video's going viral. This man is gonna cause a lot of real life problems for him. And he says, I just hit him with it. I don't warn him. I
Right.
don't ask. I just open the phone.
And he does it.
And then they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's already rolling.
It's
That's
smart
how he
because
gets.
here's the thing. Some people might look at it and cringe.
It's a hit and run.
But it's a great marketing thing because there are people watching this who are criminals and need representation.
I'll tell you what, man. If I ever got in a hit and run or drunk
Call
driving
him.
or something, I'm not calling my fucking
No.
big wig expensive attorney.
Call this guy who works out of his car in Van Nuys.
Here's another one. There's so many good ones, man. I'm glad you
All
love
right,
it.
we're right outside of court in downtown LA with my.
It says 2 domestic violence cases consolidated. Result, trespassing.
All right, we're right outside of court in downtown LA with my great client here. It was falsely alleged against him that he committed domestic violence against the mother of his child on one day, and it was also falsely alleged again that he did it 2.5 months later. This was 2 domestic violence cases consolidated into one. And we just resolved the case. What did we resolve it for? What was the conviction?
Trespassing.
Trespassing.
Say it louder.
Is that fucking great?
We were fighting this case for
Oh my
about
God.
7 to 8 months. We announced ready for trial on this case. We were ready to go forward and beat the charges. And I'm pleased to announce that once he's done with probation, it's going to be gone off his record once we expunge it. How you feel?
Feels great. Appreciate you.
I feel great. I'm gonna go beat the shit out of my wife.
Yeah, I'm going to do it again. Wow.
Let's go.
I mean, it's crazy, but he's a good attorney, right?
It's a great attorney.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. You want an attorney who's getting multiple assaults knocked down to trespassing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you ideally want if you are assaulting people multiple times. I mean, now there's other people who will have.
Oh, here's a favorite. I'll show you this one.
All right, we're right outside of Santa Clarita Courthouse, where we just got an amazing deal on a case. My amazing client here was charged with committing an act of violence towards a minor while we...
It's like, it's already great.
It's amazing.
Disagree with that, and we feel like...
I love that they don't say it's false. They
Right.
just say, we disagreed with that.
Disagreed.
Yeah.
We had a
He can't even say he didn't
had
do
a
that.
divergence of opinion.
Yeah, it's
towards a
not
minor.
like it happened different than what the kid said. Yeah.
We disagree with that, and we feel like it didn't happen the way that it was alleged.
Yeah.
Right.
We got an amazing deal where after just a little bit of community service, case will be dismissed. How do you feel?
I feel amazing, man. You guys did a wonderful job, and I appreciate you guys going to bat for me and let the facts show that, I didn't do what they alleged I did. So I appreciate it.
I love how he goes, I didn't do it, but he's like, it didn't happen.
I love the
way.
word wonderful being used outside of like family court.
Yeah.
Like, you did a wonderful job. I'm happy to be here. I didn't hit the child the way they said I did.
It didn't happen like
yeah.
that.
Thank you for clarifying.
Your Honor,
exactly
the
what
child
happened.
walked into my fist.
Yeah. Oh man, interesting.
Is this great?
This guy's a lot of
Saved my
fun.
life.
He's great.
Oh, thank you.
Very good.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, there's one where he's like, my great client here crashed his car into a house. He was drunk, fled the scene,
Yeah.
hit a police officer's car on the way.
That's the best one.
It's like I got he's No sentence. Or yeah, wet and reckless or some shit. You see that one?
It's really amazing that, but it works, right? I mean, people
here's
probably
the
he probably gets a lot of clients from this.
So when
Right, we just got out of
call
court.
in. What was interesting, he says, I'm not really doing that anymore. He's doing elder abuse now.
Oh, he's doing elder abuse. So, so he's making videos where he's like, my client worked in a nursing home. They said he hit this woman in the face. He did not.
More like financial crimes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
People that rip off the elderly, he's
Yes.
defending them.
He's defending the elderly.
Right. She should have known what that contract meant. Right. Good.
Yeah.
Well,
he's doing a good thing now.
He's a sweetheart.
Here's one more. This one's good. Here, second time DUI, alcohol and cocaine. 0 jail time.
In beautiful Newport Beach. We're here on a second time DUI. My great client here was pulled over. He had double the legal limit. He was actually at 0.18 blood alcohol content. He had 13 nanograms of cocaine in his blood. They found an empty vial.
I love how he just airing his
Yeah.
for the world. He's like, man, I was kind of hoping to like not talk about this shit.
Cocaine in his blood. They found an empty vial of that also. He was looking at 150 days of county jail out here, and we just crushed it. He's gonna do how much jail?
None.
Zero jail. Zero jail. And after a year, he's gonna be all done with this case, and he can move on with his life.
Jeff, thank you so much. Appreciate the help and the work that you put in. It's great.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
All right, we just got out of court and.
It's amazing. It's really like truly
inspiring. It's my fave. PNP is the name of his firm.
It's inspiring stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad you like that.
God bless.
So let's see. Nancy Pelosi's a witch. PNP. Sleepy Joe.
Watching that makes you go, oh, maybe I should have went to law school. You know? Because he believes the guy believes in what he's doing.
Yeah, he does.
It's rare to see.
He actually
somebody.
does.
He really does. He's like, this guy's gonna change. You know, no jail time. He doesn't need it. He's back out on the street, reforming himself.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about this one. You ready for this one?
I don't even know.
Okay. I know what you did.
next?
No, I'm
Yes.
just kidding. It's not about that. Andrew Tate, I want to talk to you about.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Is he did they ban him on everything?
he's banned on everything. I know
Seems
you
a
didn't
little-
love that. I love it.
Well, yes, I know that you love it, but I just worry about, you know, number one, is he that crazy that you would ban him?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, I have clips because I wanted to persuade you.
Okay.
You don't need to agree with me.
For sure.
In my opinion.
I'm always reluctant to ban anyone.
Right.
Because, yeah.
And I think, honestly, I got to say,
Yeah.
because a lot of people go, oh, well, they're going to ban him. They're going to start banning everybody.
Right.
But the people who have been truly deplatformed kind of deserved it.
I don't know much about, I know he says a lot of wild stuff. I haven't heard anything where I'd go, he should be banished.
Yeah, okay, well, here, let's see. I mean, let's see. I know you've seen a lot of these ones because I saw you talking about it in your clip. Oh, this video's not available. Yeah, a lot of these are just too insane to put on.
What is he saying that is...
There's a video of him beating, but...
He's saying stuff like that women are the property of their boyfriend or husband, whatever it is. He's saying is...
Okay, which I disagree with, clearly. That being said, when he is saying that, are we going to ban every religious person on YouTube that says something that's very similar to that, right?
No, I think ultimately what he advocates is for violence against women.
Yes.
Okay, so I've seen no...
He's
I've
pro,
seen
like,
no proof
keeping
of
your
that.
woman in
Yeah.
check.
Okay.
He has videos of him saying, like, if I catch my woman cheating... I think you saw that.
Well,
You referenced it.
Well, I think there's one of the things
You
where...
say, oh, he's joking. He's not, though.
Well, he said if she came at me with a machete, I think the full context of that, because people were correcting me
Let me
online.
pull this up.
They were
Oh,
saying the
new link.
full-
Okay, here.
The full context was he was saying if she grabbed a machete, he'd grab a machete or something like that.
Here, let's watch.
Dude once said to me,
You
yeah, but
probably
if it's
can
next
show
to
it, Ethan.
You think so?
Right. Yeah.
Well, just don't show it. I'll just show it to Tim. You
Yeah.
guys can hear the audio. He has a big ass fucking knife.
What if you like upset a girl and she catches you cheating and gets a machete?
There's no female alive, even with a machete, that would stand a chance against the immense power I possess. Have you ever seen a woman try and do anything competently? Like, imagine a girl pick this up. If I pick this up, you ain't fucking with me. But on my left hand, I'd still like jab, I'd fucking swing low, take her fucking knee out. You ain't gonna see it coming. What would a woman do?
It feels more, though, to me, like a guy who's being a troll than
so
a
that
guy who's saying kill a
This was
woman
the
with
debate,
a machete.
okay?
But
and again, I'm not saying he should be like a senator.
Right.
Right.
Go ahead.
if you take into context also that he's done sex trafficking, does it change your opinion?
Well, listen, 100%. If he's doing sex trafficking, well,
He
then
is.
that's
He is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, if that needs to be handled by authorities. I mean,
It
that's
is.
beyond the scope of YouTube. Yeah. No.
Yeah, of course. And
yeah, I mean, that's
the
not-
embassy got reported.
No, so what do you think? I'm going to be like, well, that's not a big
No,
deal.
but like
Yeah.
even if you think that maybe
Yeah.
that video was just trolling,
Yeah.
like knowing the full scope of who the guy
if
is, kind of puts
he's
it in.
doing that,
Here's
right?
my
Yeah.
take,
it's,
right?
It's 100% not. It's a he needs.
That's a
to
legal
be-
issue. It's not a
Ye-
sensitive
oh,
issue.
yeah.
So here's my take.
Yeah.
I think in the totality of his work and the influence it's having,
yeah,
he is recruiting men and encouraging violence and control of women. Now, here's where I see it.
Right.
I think a lot of people see it differently.
Yeah.
So we're talking about censorship. We're talking about freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Everybody believes in censorship. It's just a matter of where you draw the
Sure,
line.
sure.
Do you think, for example, ISIS should be able to have a TikTok channel?
What are they doing? Is it?
They're just
fun?
talking about
Is
cool
It, they're
ra-
dancing? Then yes.
They're radicalizing people. They're talking about like infidels, and we need to stone infidels.
problem,
and
right?
You
If
need
I'm-
to come to you. You know, if you don't join us,
Sure.
you're going to go to hell.
But you might have to delete a lot more channels than ISIS if you were going to apply a very broad definition.
But that doesn't happen.
Well, let's
But I mean, here's the thing: there's a lot of clerics, Islamic clerics, that are in the UK
Mhm.
that say very similar things to that.
Are they on TikTok?
Probably. I mean, you could easily pull up 10 incredibly offensive.
Let me just. Yeah, I don't think they should be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's hate speech, right?
Well, it depends on what they're saying. I think it's the hate speech thing gets very blurry, right?
Yeah.
Because like if you criticize certain people in a war, for example, right? For example, they allowed the social media companies allowed people to say things about Russian people. Not only Putin, they were able to say hateful things about Russian people during the onset of the Russia-Ukraine war. They were kind of allowing some more of that stuff, right? So I think it's really that these
You're saying you couldn't support Russia?
No, you could say anything you wanted to about Russia. You could say kill all Russia. You could say all that stuff. I think a lot of these standards are unevenly applied because it's very difficult to apply standards evenly.
Wait, how is it? I'm confused about what were people being censored about in the Ukraine?
No, they weren't. They weren't. For example, you're saying if there's hate speech, and you go, what constitutes that? Because
it's I think what constitutes that is calling for violence, or violence against
I think harassment, for example, doxing and harassment, targeted harassment of people and doxing are very easy to identify and shouldn't be tolerated. But people saying hateful things about each other, or
it's more about targeting a group of people, right?
Sure.
So
yeah.
Also, like, let's acknowledge that these are private companies. It's not.
Oh, they can
at
do
that
whatever
point,
they want.
It's not a free, even really a free speech
no,
issue.
they can absolutely do whatever they want.
The government owned Twitter, it'd be a whole different conversation. But where I actually agree with them is that, so I personally think if ISIS was doing like the Sprite Challenge on TikTok, I wouldn't be down with that.
For sure.
Because ultimately their goal is to radicalize people.
Yes.
And ultimately, kill people like me.
Right.
And lots of other people.
Well,
Everyone
and
that's
me,
not that.
and
Yeah,
anyone,
you.
right,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not even about me. He hates
Yeah.
everyone. And then, so let's take it a little bit further. Do you think that like the KKK or like ultra white nationalists should be able to have a TikTok or YouTube channel where they?
I think probably, and the reason I say that is because I think if you like we dealt with the KKK for many years by ignoring them, right? KKK, they're able to march, they're able to speak. This is something the Supreme Court ruled on.
Yeah, that's free speech.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
not what we're talking
no,
about.
I mean, if TikTok wants to ban their channel, as a private company, they can do whatever they want. If you ask me, should people with horrible views be allowed on social media? I would say yes, because I think you need to counter those with better views.
I think there's a difference between bad views, and like dangerous views, like
Agreed.
and by the way,
yes,
this
I
whole
think that's true.
and the whole like notion of like the battle of ideas or
Yeah.
whatever, good
Yeah.
good ideas beat bad ideas. I think we've learned that's not really happening, is it?
Well,
on the
sure.
internet,
Well, we
it
have to-
doesn't really happen.
Well, it doesn't happen because these algorithms of these companies are designed to reward negativity, right? They're designed to reward certain things and not reward other things.
Mhm.
But I think that the thing is when RT gets deleted,
That's probably why they
Yeah.
even see it more paramount
For
to erase
sure.
that shit. But
But like when RT gets deleted from YouTube, and you have people like Chris Hedges, who's an anti-war correspondent, or Abby Martin, or people like that, their entire library of work gets deleted. And there are people that don't like them. There are people but they're not engaging in hate speech per se.
Yeah,
and I feel like
don't know anything
what
about those.
they're just Chris Hedges is a war correspondent.
So why was his channel?
Well, it was just part of RT, right? So they just deleted this entire
like Russian
li-
propaganda.
Well, it was a network.
So it's what they said.
Well, it's a network that's not American, right? So it's like it's not an American network per se, but you have his entire library of content that gets deleted with that. My thing is, who makes these decisions? Like, these are all unaccountable people that work at these companies that are making these decisions. Is there any process that could be more democratic, more transparent, where that the banning is not just an edict of a small group of people? Is there a way to do it that might
Well,
be
they'll
more-
never. It would have to be owned by the government for that to ever be a thing. There's no incentive
Sure.
for them to do anything not opaquely.
Right. So I just wonder. I don't know what.
I just wonder what's the big fear.
Yeah.
What are you?
Well,
What
the
are
big fear
you
is
and
the
other
big fear
people
is
so
always
worried?
that, for example, people were getting kicked off Twitter in the beginning of COVID for saying that COVID may have originated in a lab.
Mhm.
Now that is a belief that's been in the mainstream news media.
But so
Yeah.
there was a difference, right? At the time, it was like there was literally no evidence to support that.
That's untrue. That's not true.
I think it is true.
There were doctors saying that this is a manipulated virus. They're saying it's producing effects that they've never seen before. And even if there was no evidence to support it, they ended up being right.
Well, some doctors were saying it was manipulated.
Yeah, but I mean,
the
yeah,
vast majority
yeah.
of experts were saying there's no reason to believe.
But to delete
that
someone's-
this was created in a lab. Now, I don't.
The vast majority of experts
Now, I don't
reverse
think-
themselves on a lot of
I just
stuff.
want to be. I just
Yeah.
want to be clear. I don't think people were getting banned just for saying I think this originated in China.
I don't.
I think people
yeah.
were getting banned
Yeah.
for like outright, like hateful shit, like calling it like kung flu and saying we need to fucking. There's people that take it to a degree that is inciting
Yeah,
hate and
for
violence
sure.
against Asian people, which
Yes.
was a problem. So I don't think people were really getting banned.
But there
to
were
the degree-
instances of people that have been banned for certain things where you go, these are now accepted things, or they're now mainstream beliefs.
Right, but you have to draw the difference, right? Because
Yeah.
when people, you could say, I
Right.
think this originated in China. You
Right.
don't get banned.
Yeah.
It's the people that during a time when Asian
Yeah.
people were being fucking attacked
Alex
for no
Berenson's a
reason.
guy who just got kicked off Twitter. He actually won a court case. He just got put back on. He's a big critic of the vaccine, right?
Mhm,
He just actually won a court case. Part of my thing here is like, should we be giving the people that run tech companies complete and total authority and power over the public domain? And I think that we can all find egregious examples of people that say very offensive things who we go, yes, they shouldn't have a platform. That being said, I don't know that this is when you say like, what is everyone afraid of? I think people like me that make a living speaking or whatever, I don't think we're completely comfortable with giving private tech companies complete control over the public domain.
But you're not saying anything on the level of what he's saying.
No, I'm not worried about myself per se. I'm just saying I don't know where things go. And I think that there's a certain acknowledgement of the fact that like small groups of people making decisions for everybody is not necessarily in the interest of everybody, right? I mean, this throughout history, you've seen that like if you have complete total power, that might not be good.
I feel like-
so that's where I just look at Twitter and I go, this is a very small group of people that have complete power.
That's true.
Yeah, that's my thing.
I feel like that could be a solid thing to talk about, but
Yeah.
we can talk about it not when we're talking about Andrew Tate being removed, because I don't think that what you're talking about applies to this guy, who is just he's saying vile stuff that I'm a woman, you're not.
Right.
It doesn't affect you. So
well, it does in the sense that we all live in a society. I don't want women mistreated.
But it doesn't affect you like it does me. I'm a woman. He hates me. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's like Jews and the KKK.
No, yeah, I understand that he arouses. He says crazy things.
So my thing is like, what's interesting is that the amount of people I see who are like free speech, let's not ban Tate, or a lot of the stuff I say is I don't like Tate, but you know, I believe in not censoring people and free speech. It's all men, right?
It's all men.
So if you talk, it really is.
There's got to be some women.
I'm sure there is.
Let's look for that one.
No, I'm sure there's. Literally, it's
all
100% men from what I've
I don't
seen.
think Andrew Tate has good ideas. I don't think his ideas are good for young men. What I think is there is a whole other problem about unilaterally banning somebody, the way these platforms work together to ban somebody overnight, completely remove them.
It's not overnight.
Well, it may not be overnight, but it's
not
pretty
overnight.
quick
It's
the way
over
it
a
happens,
long.
right? The way
I'm sure it's been debated for a long time.
sure, but that process maybe should be a little bit more public.
So do you think Twitter should be nationalized?
I don't know if Twitter should be nationalized.
Because that's the only way that's going to happen.
Yeah, but I will say this.
I mean, he's already made it to such stardom and like mainstream. He's been talked on everywhere. So it took them months to make that
I think
decision.
it's a complex issue,
It's
though, right?
not
So
overnight.
It's not an easy issue. I don't think it's an easy fix. I don't think anyone who's saying it's easily solvable is wrong, because that basically you're just saying whoever runs Twitter and YouTube at the current moment should be God. That's a hard.
No oversight at all.
That's a difficult argument to make.
It's two different issues, right? Like, one issue you're addressing, I think everyone agrees with. People, there's a concentration of power in these social medias.
Yes.
They have this unaccountable amount of power that needs to be a conversation around that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also think that hate groups, violent hate groups, should not be expected to have free reign to
I
say
think
whatever the
if
fuck
we
they
could
want.
draw a line around violent hate groups, totally
And I
understand.
think Tate is a violent hate group.
I don't know. Listen, what he's doing, if it's human trafficking, 100%.
There's no if.
That's
He's done
I
it.
know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I think we set that aside. 'Cause we're just
we can
focused on
set
what
that
he said.
aside.
Yeah.
Well,
he also does like his whole Hustler
Right.
University is on like a pyramid scheme.
I would never tell anyone to join Hustlers University.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are so many pyramid schemes and so many guys on YouTube with selling bullshit classes.
I want to separate the
Yeah.
pyramid scheme and the human trafficking because
I don't want to give him any benefit of the doubt that maybe it's just a troll.
he deserves-
That's why I'm saying those
dating him.
things.
Is that okay? Does that matter to
That is
anyone?
interesting.
Here's the reality. He's gay and he hates women. No. Listen, I agree that a lot of what I've heard him say, some of it's trolly and funny, when he says, when he goes, if I go and have sex with a woman but I don't love her, it's not cheating, it's exercise. To me, that seems like you're making a joke.
Yeah, but he's not.
But he's not. That's why I keep bringing those things up. Because he's not a troll. He's not a comedian. He's not.
He is
wasn't
funny,
he on
right?
Big Brother? Like, it seems like he...
Yeah, he was a while ago.
Yeah, I don't...
He got kicked off.
And
for,
I don't
like,
know if you
being a violent-
saw those videos of the teachers from school.
No, I didn't see those.
So kids are like refusing to listen to a female teacher.
That's not
They're
good.
refusing.
And they say,
to
we
read-
learned it from
They're
Tate.
refusing to read an essay that was written by a female author.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, that's
it's
crazy.
really
Listen,
bad.
That's crazy.
And so that's like
It's
a hate
really
group.
bad.
That's not good, and there's got to be there's blame for that in more places than Andrew Tate, but absolutely, like there's
Of course
yes,
there is.
but
Sure, but we don't have
yeah.
to look everywhere
The parents are
around but
fucking up,
at
right?
the problem.
a lot of people are
you
fucking
know?
up, but yeah, I don't think this is a guy who has ideas that are helping the next generation of men. The question becomes
In the same way that
Not helping is a nice way
Nazis
to
are
phrase
absolutely
it.
not.
I just want to say, like, not helping is a nice way to phrase it.
Right.
It's harming.
Corrupting.
Yeah,
Corrupt. Let's go as far as say corrupt.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that. My only concern is that unaccountable people being able to do something completely without any type of transparency as a standard for the whole country is, to me, itself problematic in that sense. Like, I do think that...
You know, I agree, but at the same time, I don't think that I've seen, like, a ton of egregious
Well, I think part of it
censorship on
is
the part of them.
part of it is that
Like you have to be a giant.
I mean, who's the other guy?
What if the person that ran YouTube ended up being a right-wing lunatic, right?
Mm-hmm.
This idea that that the people that agree with me are always going to be in power or they're always going to do the right things. One of the reasons that you try to establish, I think, these standards that remain somewhat concrete, not as vague, is so that no matter who's running an organization, you don't necessarily have a problem.
I think this whole I think there is a victim complex on the right. They think they're being censored. In truth, I really don't think they're being more censored than the libs.
I think
when you look at it, people look at the leadership of tech companies, and they usually say they're libs.
Well, there's people on the far left that have been censored too. I mean, Abby Martin and Chris Hedges are not right-wing at all. So I don't think it is only right-wing.
I mean, dude, like Steven Crowder, for example, he's out there like reenacting the George Floyd murder for shits and giggles, and he's fine. He's still on YouTube. Right. So I feel like they're pushing it. And the thing is, there's communication. Like these people have a vested interest in playing up the victim.
And there may be stuff with Tate that I don't know, things I haven't heard.
I'm sure there is.
I'm sure
there is, and
it
takes a lot for a person to get removed.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying that I'm fully aware of it all. I'm just saying my initial reaction is always to question. I'm a teacher. What's going on?
Right, and by the way, I'm not trying to my intention is not to ambush you or something like
that.
No.
I
don't feel like that.
I talk. This is what I do.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I think that's interesting because I think the natural impulse for a lot of people is to be like, oh, let's not censor people. But I wonder.
Well,
I
because
think
there's
some
a thing
people
about delighting in the censorship of your enemies and going, oh, these people disagree with me, let's get rid of them. Because I think we all know that if certain people had their way, it wouldn't only be hate groups, it would be anyone that disagreed with them. So there are people that hold political positions that are different, and they could easily be described as hateful, right? This is the most contentious, or one of the most contentious periods in our country's history. So if it was easy enough to just say we could all identify what a hate group was and exactly how they behaved, but there's people that would advocate banning people that are, congressmen and senators and whatever, and then the reality is it's like...
But that's not happening, right?
Yeah, of course it is. There are people that advocate for getting all of these people off, right?
Advocating, or is it happening?
Well, it happened with Trump. So that was the
Yeah, and he had it coming. Let's be honest.
Well, for sure, but there is a debate.
And fucking that guy was running loose for a long time.
I do not disagree.
I'm sure people on Twitter were like, "You have to stop. You can't say this. You can't say this." I know because I talk to people on the back end of YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
And people who get banned have a vested interest in playing the victim complex, fundraising.
Yes.
And then they don't fucking mention all the times that they had like 20 sit-down conversations with YouTube where they're like, listen, you can't say this.
Right.
You can't do this. We're warning you.
Yeah.
It happens. No, they say, oh, I suddenly got banned. And so it's just, they're not characterizing it in an honest way.
Part of the issue is when you remove the president of the United States, you have elevated yourself. You are now above, some of the most powerful people in the world as this company. And a lot of people are deeply uncomfortable with that. But now people might agree with Trump and saying, I think a timeout would have been good.
You know what's dope?
Yeah.
That Trump is not a fucking king.
No.
And
absolutely.
they can silence him if they want.
For sure.
So fuck him. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
And by the way, let's not pretend like Trump is being, hamstrung. The man is the fucking president.
He's not hamstrung.
To everybody.
He's not hamstrung
all the time.
But I'm saying that's what people question. They go, this is an incredibly powerful group of people that can shut off the president of the United States. So whether you agree with it or not, the idea that it can happen is troubling to people. People worry about that. People just go, I don't necessarily know how comfortable I am with people that have that level of power. And that's something that it's not an easy thing. I don't think it's an easy situation. I think there's more complexity than just saying, well, there's people at YouTube, they've had a bunch of meetings. When they make a decision, it's something that
there's literally nothing to do about it other than nationalizing social media.
Well, I think that's certainly a debate. I don't know that that's going to necessarily fix something, but...
Well, of course it will, because if the government owns it, then the First Amendment applies.
I think we all use social media for the pros and the cons.
Yes.
I mean, it comes with benefits, and it comes also with this. Trump got elected probably because of Twitter.
Because of social media.
So, yeah. He said a lot of shit. He got a lot of warnings, a lot, and that's what happens.
Yes,
that's it.
I just am generally uncomfortable with,
and that's fine.
Total,
that's fine.
Yeah, power.
But still, there needs to be times when people need to be fucking kicked off.
Yeah, I'm sure
know
that
what I
there
mean?
are, for sure. There's
And
absolutely
so who's going to
times.
make that decision?
That's
I
the
don't
question.
know. I don't know.
And that's the question. But I agree that there's times where people go way over the line.
Yeah.
But it's just about who makes those decisions, how they're made. And I think it's a little more, it's a stickier situation, especially in the hate speech concept where it's like, there's a lot of things that some would qualify as hate speech to certain people and some wouldn't.
There's a lot of like easily defined hate speech bubbles that I
Yes.
think apply, which is like homophobia, transphobia,
Well, but so
anti-Semitism.
transphobia is not an easy bubble, right? That's not easy at all. So if somebody says a man can't get pregnant, and that's their belief, somebody might go, that's a hateful statement. Somebody might go, that's a statement that's rooted in biology. They can have that debate. You could hate it or disagree with it, but some people will consider certain things hate speech that are opinions.
True.
Yeah.
But I don't think people are getting banned for saying that.
I do think there are instances where people have been banned for the trans or expressing positions that were anti the mainstream.
I think that when you look at each specific case, you'll find that this person went above and beyond in their quest to.
And that's very possible. I have not looked at each specific case, but I do
Yeah,
think
J.K.
that,
Rowling is like what people call her turf, whatever. She says that shit all the time on Twitter. She never even.
No, for
been-
sure. Absolutely. I'm just saying that like that's an example right there of like that is it's harder
I see.
to carve out what's real hate and where people are having a genuine and passionate disagreement.
Sure.
But I don't think you should be able to tweet like crazy stuff at people and at groups of people. Like I do believe that there needs to be like a line.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just not as easy always to establish what that line is.
Yeah.
That's all.
Right. I think obviously right. There's nuance to it, right?
There's just nuance.
I just
to
see.
it.
I mean, we have to deal with it on the daily when Ethan makes a bad joke, and you know,
I don't think
and
you
then
guys
we get
deal
banned
with it.
for a
Sure.
week.
Right.
I mean,
That's true,
it's
yeah.
just
Right.
part of our business
I get in
too.
trouble all the time.
Right.
Like for example, recently I said.
And don't say it.
I'm just saying. Well, I'll tell him what I said. You can.
Cut.
Yeah. Did you see that whole fallout?
I didn't see it, but I can
it turned
imagine
into a
it.
big story. Donald Trump Jr. was tweeting about me.
Yes.
And I got busted. I got kicked off for a week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes timeouts,
Would that be such a bad thing, by the way?
No, I don't know.
They didn't know what I said. They don't know what I said.
Don't. It could be argued that they do know what you said, so don't.
No, I didn't say it.
Right. Oh, I thought you meant the timeout is what that.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's what he meant.
Yeah.
I got it.
Got my finger on the button, Ethan.
Where's my machete? No.
That was a joke, by the way.
Okay.
We're not as far away as we think.
The way that I
no.
see it, Andrew Tate, because I'm very aware of.
You might
all
know
his
more
comments.
than because I don't know.
Maybe
them.
right? Maybe possibly.
Yeah.
I see him as a hate group where like Jews, blacks, Muslims,
yes,
trans, gays. They're protected groups of people, right? Just so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to women, it's like
you should never advocate violence.
Nobody's speaking up like in the same way.
Sure.
And I think that as a group of women, he's advocating for violence against
If
them.
he's advocating for violence against women, then that is absolutely
He absolutely
a problem.
is.
Yeah, I the things that I'd heard were these trolly kind of misogynistic things, but none of them were like, let's hit women.
It's not
Yeah.
trolly. That's what you learn when you watch enough of his stuff. He is funny and entertaining, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. But a lot of fucking a lot of the fascists and psychos and shit, they're very charismatic.
For sure.
Yeah, you know.
For
what I mean?
sure.
Also, there's kind of a phenomenon I've noticed amongst like white nationalists and Nazis online. They talk about everything like it's a joke, but they're not joking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's an irony.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
all about irony.
Yes.
So it's like, anyway, watch this. I think this is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I teach 6th grade. We've been in school for 3 days now, and within these 3 days, the amount of young 11-year-old boys that have told me that they love Andrew Tate is ridiculous. This man is really affecting the minds of young men. I had a boy today, 11, turn to a girl and tell her that she's fat. Women need to be thin. She sits at home and she eats all day, and that she's like every other girl in the world, and that she uses men to get money, and at least he's a hardworking man and he works for his money.
An 11-year-old?
They're 11, right?
An 11-year-old did that?
Yeah, but yeah, which is like
That's
okay.
not great.
No, exactly. And there's actually a lot of examples of this because school just started.
Yeah.
And there's kids that fucking look up to this guy, and it's
No,
like,
I don't know why, as a
nuts.
parent, you're letting your child, 11-year-old, watch Andrew Tate videos.
Well, it gets more.
That's-
It gets more complicated
Yeah.
than just letting your kid watch, because like some teachers said that some kids are kids of immigrant parents and they don't understand English.
Right.
They don't.
okay.
They see the kid
I was
watching.
picturing like
your
parents going like, "Hey, we got you a birthday present. 12 months at Hustlers University."
no,
that
no, it's
seems
not like that.
not
Yeah.
to be great parenting.
Right, and
That seems to be a
and
problem.
It's not. Obviously,
Yeah,
there's
not great
some
parenting.
obligation for the parents, but ultimately, they can't control everything, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We've solved it.
Conversation solved.
No, it's
I think-
interesting, and you know, I didn't think his shelf life was going to be long either way.
I didn't either.
Whether he was banned or not.
I am
to me,
surprised it happened so fast, though.
Well, I think things
That's
usually
for
do.
sure. I noticed you said one thing where you're like, well, he
Yes.
was doing misogyny before. And
He
like,
was, yeah.
You can't police, you're right, you can't
Yeah.
police like every person.
Well, for sure, but what I'm saying is,
floated
like,
up.
yeah.
He floated up.
I also think like there should be some acknowledgement of what he is speaking to, which is perhaps there's a hole in the market for
Right.
sane, rational, positive male, like,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
We've
Where
known that for a long time.
yeah, like where they're not, you know, we obviously are not needing to say what he says, but like
Jordan Peterson.
there might not, right.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's his whole thing.
Yeah, but there should be maybe more positive male speakers and role models that are not that don't have machetes.
I totally agree, man. And
Yeah.
and that's a problem. I wish somebody could break through to these guys who wasn't
Right.
like a psychopath.
Well, I think some of it is that people do like humor. So people do like people to be funny. I think what he says is very, a lot of it is very shocking, and
Yeah.
it's the opposite of everything they're hearing.
Mhm.
So it makes it fascinating immediately, but it has crazy negative implications. Hopefully that there could be somebody that wouldn't be.
I think we can do that together. We need to do the.
I would hope so.
What would be the name of our course from Hustlers University? We could be the.
Yeah. Let me tell you right now, it would not be one of the bigger ones. It would be like it would be a smaller course. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the name would be.
Hustler. Well, not a hustler.
Yeah.
Oh, funny and unfit, like fresh and
Funny and infet, or we'll just call it like
hot dog drinker university.
hot dog drinker, male tits,
Big old
male
tits,
tits,
milkers,
big old tits.
Two fat idiots.
And then everyone will click on it because he'll go, oh, it's a hot bitch. And then it's just us telling people that because here's the thing, a guy like me telling you to get up and go to work doesn't do anything.
Right.
Because, by the way, I mean, it's
Fix
just,
your room.
Yeah.
Clean
no
your
one cares.
room.
You need
Yeah.
like a bald, like boxing kickboxer to go, put your sock in the drawer. But if I say it, it's just like, shut up, you fat, you fuck.
Yeah.
You, no one cares.
Right.
But by the way, it's guys like me that have been saying it forever, right? It's like people that look like
Clean
me
your
who have
fucking
been,
room.
Yeah. Part of it upsets me that people need this, right?
Can I say
right.
something?
Yeah.
Do we really need to clean our rooms?
Well, it depends how bad they are.
Yeah, it depends how bad.
It really depends
levels
how bad
to
they
it.
are. I
first of all,
I have maids and cleaners, for example.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't
But
need,
like, I'm
yeah.
not a guy who, even let's say,
Yeah.
let's hypothetically say I'm neat.
Yeah.
Let's say I don't like making my bed, and I don't. Get
I hate it.
Exactly. So what is this? Like, let's just clean our room a little bit. That's
But
what I
there should be a
advocate for.
space for people like us that have other gifts.
And others-
not conform.
exactly.
We shouldn't have to
yes.
conform to like, oh, make your bed or oh, stay at that scene of the accident. We should be able
Right.
to do
Flush
our
your
own
toilet.
thing. We have a different thing.
Well, you know what? I loved seeing Jake Paul speak against Andrew Tate.
Mm-hmm.
And
What a great moment in masculinity.
And I think that's exactly what you're describing, though. It's like this guy that like all these kids do look up to him. those same boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't listen.
Wait, what? Didn't Jake Paul also tweet that it was like a travesty that he got censored?
Did he? I
Yeah,
don't
I think he
so.
did.
Yeah, something.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was one of those
Just
people.
take whatever half you agree with. We'll just run with that. I mean, it's the internet, you know. Let's not.
No, I saw both. I saw both. So
Okay,
it's like-
I only saw one.
Yeah, just be careful.
No,
before you
it's just
compliment
half
him.
of it's nice. Half of anyone's nice.
That's very true.
Damn, I only
He
saw
said
that with the good one.
he said before you compliment him, I'll just show you this, and then you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said, I don't roll with Andrew Tate. May KO his ass out in the ring one day, but I roll with freedom of speech, baby. Andrew Tate speaks on the gun. Again, freedom of speech means the government doesn't lock you up for saying something.
Yes, I think that.
Yeah.
So
that
let's-
concept.
Nobody's
is
getting locked up.
Yes.
And let's be honest, social media is not essential.
Right.
You learn that when you
Yeah.
take 3 days off Twitter. It is not essential.
I think his
at all.
Hustlers University will endure.
It'll live forever.
That'll be
It's
fine.
an institution.
It will be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be a brick and mortar.
Yeah, yeah.
There'll be an endowment.
But you know what I mean? It's like social media is just not. It's not essential. It's really not.
I think there certainly is aspects of your life that get a lot better without it, but then there's also things that, you know, a lot of times you need it to just participate in like the conversation.
Well, here let's go. Let's
Right.
move on to an even dicier one. I know you're a fan of dicey.
Here we go.
Brandon Schwab.
I thought you were going to say Alex Jones.
I was going to say Alex Jones. I was doing a dicey
Oh,
joke.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, I don't agree with what Alex did. Of
So
course,
Alex,
not. And I've met Alex 3 times. I know your producer's like him and Alex Jones date, but I've met Alex 3 times, and I've listened to Alex a very long time. But
super entertaining.
Nobody co-signs what he did.
Right.
That is not anything that anyone co-signs that I have ever met.
Right.
Unless they're really
well, some people do, but right. But ultimately,
are.
he runs into the same problem that you do with a guy like Tate. He's charismatic.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He's funny as hell. He's smart.
He's right about certain
super
things.
entertaining. Well, he's right about certain
He's
things.
right about certain things that the media doesn't report on. So
He's right
He
about
also
certain
makes
things.
a lot of money from his scam product.
Right. He also. So actually,
do you not like the colloidal silver?
I was just gonna say. I actually just
yeah.
bought a baby wipes made out of seaweed for him.
But this is what happens when the media is owned by 5 corporations. They choose what stories to run and what stories not to run. And guys like him are able, I mean, listen, this is the truth, right? I mean, the media supported the Iraq War. The media covered for, people setting up, a labyrinth of secret torture prisons. The media has held water for a lot of horrible stuff. So when you have these independent guys that are crazy and are wrong a lot of the times, they are their entire turf is created by the fact that the mainstream media acts as stenographers for the government and just writes down, in a lot of cases, what the government information they want to be public.
Right. But someone like Alex Jones, he gets you in with the nibble of
taking it
truth.
to an extreme.
And then he fucking he goes nut like
he goes off.
He talks about stuff that, you can find other places. He's not the only one saying it.
Yes, but he's the most entertaining one.
Yeah.
That's right.
But then when he starts talking about Sandy Hook was staged,
there's no defense.
That's bannable, right?
Indefensible. Yes, for sure.
Okay.
That
so there
is
you
ba-
go.
with
That's
you,
good. Yeah.
If people are showing up at the houses of dead kids,
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
There
no,
it is.
100%.
So we agree on that.
We do agree
So
on
I guess
that.
it wasn't
There's-
that controversial.
No, I mean that particular thing when he's going out and saying that these kids are faking their deaths, or if that is what I believe.
Yeah, that's what he said.
They've made a
The
case.
actors, the parents are actors, the
yeah,
kids
that we
are
need to
actors.
get to the
Nobody
bottom
died.
of it, and we need to do this, and then people are then harassing the families.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, of course. Yeah.
Okay,
no, that's
okay.
yeah.
So that's hate speech, or
And that's been, but in the beginning, it was very like what he actually said. There was some weird gray area, but listen, a jury just delivered a huge verdict to those families. So there was clearly they showed him probably engaging in behavior that basically was kind of like targeted kind of harassment. If they
targeted
returned, which is again, I think targeted harassment is 100% bannable. And I don't think there's any serious person
It's kind of crazy though
that
when
would disagree with that.
It's kind of crazy though when targeted harassment. Can you targetedly harass a whole group of people?
I mean, it depends what you're saying. Of course you can, right? If I come out and say, I don't like X and we should do something about them, and we should hurt them or we should somehow, then yes,
Well,
that's targeted harassment.
You know, they're a little, they're smarter than that. They don't outright say shit like, you know.
But if you disagree with people and you say, I don't believe what they believe, I believe this to be true,
of course.
they believe that to be true.
Of course, but when you're saying stuff like, you know, let's just take Jews as an example because I'm Jewish, so I can talk about it. There's, you know, Jews will not replace us. This is the kind of stuff you hear. George Soros, which is like a fucking Jewish dog whistle.
Well, people could disagree with Soros, right?
Okay, but I'm
They
just
could
in
disagree.
totality. You say Jews will not replace us.
No,
Jews
marching
this,
around
Jews that,
with
and you
that's
build
not-
build this like
yes,
this vibe, this energy.
Yes.
That these are a group of nefarious evildoers. And so they come to a solution that they were guided very intentionally to, without saying, "Oh, we need to eliminate Jews." They're pushing you there,
right,
over and over, and the message is obvious to everybody who's participating in that. Without them, so that's what I say is obviously like targeted hate, right?
Yes, I would agree that 100% is, sure. But I also think that, like, there are issues that are, you know, when, for example, if people say, I don't like globalism, and a lot of people say, well, that's a Jewish dog whistle. Well, it might be, but it's also an economic system that you can criticize. You can go, free trade has shown, you know, its benefits to only people that are wealthier on the upper end. And some people disagree with that, and they say, well, no, it actually goes there. But if
I
you,
agree, yeah,
you
I
can
agree.
say globalism and a globalist, or people that, and then there are people that go, I'm more of a nationalist. I think we should do things more, and all of these things can kind of be dog whistles because racists exist and
Like
they
I
will
said,
use
it's
anything.
more about the totality, right? 'Cause
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
think anyone would say, I don't like globalism. Nobody's going to come all out and say it's more about the totality of.
Yeah, I think. Listen, if you 100%, I think, but the fact remains, it's just a more difficult issue than, you know. There are egregious examples where it's like these kids have faked their own death. Let's go to their family's house.
That's bad.
It's an egregious example.
Yeah.
And then there are people that are like, okay, is this a dog whistle or is this not? And that's where it gets a little tougher to discern.
Right. It is. Yeah, it's
because
hard.
then you have to know what's in someone's heart or head, and that's what's difficult, I think, to really make. And not always. Sometimes you see
Maybe
it.
it's not though. Maybe that's what I say. Maybe it's not. Maybe sometimes it's
But then
not.
we're making
right?
ourselves into gods, right? We're saying
It's not God. It's Twitter.
Well, I know, but we're saying like I know exactly what this person means. This is fine room.
This is our future university. Clean your room.
We're just
only
sitting in it?
sometimes. Lesson number 1: hot dog drinker university.
We should run a Hustlers University community college.
Oh, okay.
For people that can't afford.
Right, get the
'cause it's
credits,
expensive.
transition.
You transition from us to Hustlers
I like
University
that.
if you save enough money.
That's awesome.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, get some college credits.
Yes.
On misogyny. Well, I'm glad you agree on Alex. I didn't expect that.
I hope I still get it. Does Teddy Fresh make 3X?
I wear
still get a
3X.
hoodie?
Yeah.
Do I still get a hoodie?
Yeah, of course. I wear 3X.
No, that example, 100%, you cannot target people. I mean, that was, it's crazy.
Yeah, but
And I even think he might agree.
he probably
he might agree with that band.
I mean, he didn't even contest.
Yeah,
the
I don't
lawsuit.
think I think if he was on the show, he might go, no,
that was fucked up.
I understand that.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, no, that was, I've not heard one person defend that.
Right. Okay. There you have it.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon says, "Death to Alex Jones."
No, we one of the things that I think really is a problem is that a lot of people that are, and somebody said this once on my show, he goes, it's not good for society when you have people that are a mix of right and horribly wrong. So this becomes a big problem. When someone can be correct about something and then horribly wrong about something else, that creates a very potent mix that is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I think our country just from its onset was kind of doomed from the beginning. I mean, the Civil War, really, we're just picking at the wounds of the division that was from back then.
We're going to have a few more years where it'll be nice, and let's just enjoy it.
Yes.
Let's enjoy Postmates while you can.
Yes.
Soon the driver won't make it to your home.
Yeah. That's.
as long as those sushi things get left on the doorstep,
I'll pound to that.
Let's count our blessings.
Yeah, that's true, right?
That's
the truth. Yeah. There it is.
There it is.
Said it all, folks.
We did.
Yeah. But it's like, I guess one thing I wanted to touch on, we were touching on, is like, it's just fucking social media. Are we playing gods by saying, well, I've analyzed this guy and I've determined he's fucking, causing violent hate towards Jews. So So, is that playing God?
Well, I think that it depends because these are all case specific.
Yeah.
They're so case specific that when you have a public domain, which social media is, it's where people get heard now, right? So it becomes a concern where if they are unilaterally kind of removed their ability to participate in the conversation. For example, if you have two people running for Congress and you ban one of them, the other one has a tremendous advantage. So now you're kind of indirectly meddling in an election, right?
Yeah.
So because these are difficult issues. They're not easy issues. I don't have the answers either.
Right.
I don't have I can't say like I'm 100% in the camp of 100% free speech, because then you're gonna have people like, again, targeting people, harassing people, saying, and I'm not fully in the camp of like, let's just let them figure it out in Silicon Valley. I mean, it's not easy. It's
one thing you could do is just play by the rules. Like you're given warnings. It doesn't just happen overnight. Like we deal with it daily. So
that is the truth.
You get rules, and you can either play by the rules or take the risk.
Sure, and I think it's about a lot of people don't know what the rules are, and the rules probably change.
Someone like Trump is very smart.
Well,
I think
the rules kind of. I mean, they changed with COVID, right?
He just thinks that the rules don't apply to him.
Right.
Like
no,
Trump.
Trump was flagrantly breaking the rules.
I just think
knowingly.
Again, it's like there's a space here that we need more transparency.
It will never happen, though. There's really no way to do it, is there?
Okay. I just worry about if we cut people.
What do we do about it? Do you have any idea?
I do not have the answers.
Or any idea?
Some more public, more of a public process.
Regulations, government regulations.
Perhaps more of a public process. Maybe some type of. I don't even know. Like there were certain parts of the internet that were very decentralized before these big companies where things are more crowded. But yeah, I agree that has problems too.
Whenever you don't have that much regulation, it just ends up all being about like Nazis and pedos and mass shootings. It's like
listen.
Yes,
I don't think
pedophiles.
I don't think anybody wants to
like
completely.
I don't want to say the wrong website, but like 8chan, right, or whatever the one is.
You don't want to be completely unmoderated, but I also think
4chan.
that within the world of what is appropriate and not appropriate, there are people's thoughts on that evolve over time, and the issues, social issues, political issues. This is a very, very contentious period, and people have very, very different views on what should and shouldn't be allowed to be said.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just an inescapable fact.
Yeah.
That kind of is where and I think if people are unable to communicate with each other, you will just see more violence. So I would want people to be able to speak, and that I think will, like those websites, which I don't want to mention their names, but like there's probably a purpose they serve, just letting people say the most horrible shit, and then for whatever reason they're kind of like, hey, it is what it is. And then yes, some people do really horrible things, and those things are not obviously not the desired outcome. But there's a place to say fucked up stuff, right? So I think there should be
there
a
are
place.
places.
Yeah,
you
and
can
there
say
are
fuck,
for sure,
like 4chan, 8chan, these kinds of
Whatever,
websites. I mean, these are places where you can pretty much say fucked up shit, and they do.
Yeah,
but
But I totally understand that you can't have a completely unmoderated space. I don't think anybody.
It's part of the price of us being able to enjoy everything that we get from social media. I run our business.
Yes, for sure.
Because of social media.
I don't think it can be completely unmoderated.
And YouTube,
I just think that there's a lot of issues that can get gray. There's gray.
Yeah, absolutely. Gray, right? And huge groups of people have different opinions about it.
Right.
Like you said.
For sure.
Are you into astrology?
Not A ton.
Because
I could be persuaded.
You're giving me classic Aquarius vibes.
I am an Aquarius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a Quancharian thinker, which
Well,
is so Aquarius.
I don't.
Wait, are you
date?
really?
Is this the beginning of a date?
I'm just loving that.
Is the beginning of a? Is this a coffee date?
I'm a Cancer.
Yeah.
So
I feel like this is the beginning of a West Hollywood coffee date, and you know what? It's actually going well.
I want to say, do Cancer and Aquarius get along?
I think they do.
Individually, Cancer and Aquarius zodiac signs are good at friendship. Not
Yes.
love.
Yes. They're good at friends. How about that?
We're both loyal and caring.
Yes.
Cancer is the zodiac for nurturer.
Interesting.
And will drop anything for a friend in need, while Aquarius values their friendships above everything else, even their romantic partners.
Yes, I kind of agree with that.
Friends for life.
Friends for life. There we go.
What's your sign?
Sagittarius.
You're such a Sag.
Such a Sagittarius energy.
That's so Sag of you.
Not wanting Andrew Tate to attack you with a machete. Very Sag.
Beta Sag. Yeah, I mean, we've said it all. You want another hot dog?
No,
cocktail?
I'm gonna skip it. I don't want to be greedy. Thank you for having me on.
We're gonna pass those around Skid Row after the show.
Thank you for the nice things you said about the special.
Love the special.
I really appreciate it.
The special is
a real hero on
real
Netflix.
hero.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And you are a real hero.
Well, that's very sweet.
As
of
you explain.
It's very sweet.
good.
Thank you. Thank both of you.
Thank
Netflix,
you.
everybody.
Thank you for coming on.
Right.
man.
And
Of course.
are you touring? You want to plug? Tour?
Not really right now. Just to Tim Dillon show.
chilling?
I'm
Tim
touring
Dillon
on the
Show,
internet.
podcast.
Podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
Until I'm removed. No, I'm kidding.
which
No,
is
we're fine.
great.
We don't get in trouble that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Congrats, bro.
Very
All your
good.
success.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you. God bless. Hot dog cocktails for everybody. Thank you.